All right, chat, welcome in. We are live. We are here. The Sao Paulo game is on in the background. We do have to run the Zoom cam tonight because I believe we left our charger for our other camera at work. It's just what it is. It's just sitting in the restaurant right now charging a work iPad. So instead of running our typical live stream cam, it'll just have to have different duties for tonight. So our apologies to Denzel. Unfortunately, everything couldn't be perfect for this evening. But again, the show goes on. Like we said, Sao Paulo game in the background is gonna be there for a while. Chat, it is what it is. The Chargers are moving up the field right now on the Chiefs. Herbert rolls out. We're firing up on a 3rd and 8. Oh, in the back of the end, on the sideline of the end zone. Is that Pipkins? Who's still on the team there for the Chargers? We do have a flag on this play, but I mean the Chiefs did get the ball to start, and just the first possession right away. So they take the kickoff across midfield and then neutralizes that play. Completely wipes out just what looks like is going to be, again, it's like, oh, here comes Kansas City just again right away to start the year. And then on the 3rd down on the first drive, I think they went 3 and out if I remember correctly. And then first 3rd down of that series, the first 3rd play of the game, the tight end, I guess that was Kelsey, he's just a tight end now at this point. After you don't get 1,000 yards anymore in chat, you're just a tight end. But he was running across the field and crossed paths with Worthy, and they collided. And I think Worthy might have separated his shoulder. I don't really know what they were saying on the announcers. I guess we don't have YouTube. We don't have the closed captioning on at this point. But the way it had all the makings of a Stafford separated shoulder type injury. So we'll see, I guess, the length of time for the season, how long he is out. And they do get to Quentin Johnston in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. So flag on the play. Is it going to go back? Okay, roughing the passer. Okay, so it's going to be an after the play thing anyways. Our guy Karloftis logging an early penalty. Hey, yo, chat. So, the Chiefs giving up an early touchdown is not the most surprising thing. That's for sure. But that type of course, good luck is not necessarily what you want to see. I guess bad luck with Worthy getting hurt is not what you want to see earlier on in the season. We did see the Eagles, of course, overcome some. I guess Pipkins is a tackle. Hey, yo, Chad. Did they have a tight end or a receiver named Pipkins? I'm not sure. But the Eagles did overcome some bad luck the night with the Jalen Carter ejection, and then they just had that injury just right away as well too, just to get the karma off on the wrong foot. So we'll see now. Of course, Kelsey not running into the other receivers if they're able to get a drive underway. But a lot of the dialogue for, of course, the Chiefs just having a good year this year and just being a bounce-back team and being able to compete. Because there is, of course, the sort of unspoken Super Bowl hangover thing that is a possibility with them. They've just been so consistent. And they have lost a Super Bowl, recently, not just this last one. But Mahomes did lose, of course, the Tampa Bay Super Bowl as well too, and they again were not necessarily they've never really been a Super Bowl hangover team, despite the fact that they have one every year. But them is a possibility, just the timeline of where they're at with contracts and ages and all that stuff, that maybe it's not, of course, who knows if everything is going to be at the right mesh point this year. But they do have the potential for later in the year to have a good receiving core if everybody's back and healthy, and you get Rashee Rice from the suspension, and you have him and Hollywood Brown and Worthy, and just the mix of what the skill sets that they have and the way that Andy Reid, of course, can utilize their skill sets, and then Mahomes. It seems like it would be a step up of an offense from last year, and then just immediately Worthy's out, and it's like, okay, so now the offense is, immediately 2 steps back for the first 6 weeks from where it was last year, because again, you have no Rice for the suspension, and now if Worthy's missing sustained time, that's an issue there. And then they're just, even if, like we're saying, Rice gets back, and I do expect him to be back and an impactful guy, a guy that Mahomes can rely on in a type of way if he's out there and healthy. But just, again, the amount of weapons that they could have is now automatically limited if there is potential there for something a little bit worse. Again, maybe we've seen, I don't know exactly, separated shoulder, what the timeline, that sounds like a season-long injury, but you don't know if that's maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks. I don't know. But again, just the regular season outline of it is going to be definitely a more difficult path for them to get to the playoffs. I think the difficult part, like we've said in the last live stream, of course, talking about just where we were looking at with some of the playoff odds, is just to think about Mahomes dropping to like an 8-7 win range. 9 win, it just seems crazy. I guess you could go maybe 10 wins and miss the playoffs, and especially in that division as well too. There definitely could be some good teams. I mean, we'll see how good the Chargers look in this game as well too. Definitely a team that I don't know if a lot of people are necessarily buying a lot of stock in. I think a lot of people still really respect Herbert and Harbaugh as in their respective, of course, just their respective groups. Herbert in the quarterback, Harbaugh in the coaches. In chat, they got the wide shot of the stadium at Sao Paulo right now. It's a little indoor-outdoor situation, so it does honestly have like a real LA vibe. It does feel like a Chargers home game, chat. Hey, yo, we've got just a big old Chiefs logo painted in the other end zone there. Would they do that for the Chargers going forward? It's just like, we'll just start painting the other logos, teams on their own field at this point. The fans, they might as well. But Xavier Worthy only questionable to return, I guess, with the shoulder injury. Who's Thornton? Do they have is that the guy from the Pats? Is that Tyquan Thornton? I don't know how many Thorntons there are at the receiver spot. I feel like he was a guy that we could have stock in. Ooh, Mahomes has time, chat. You love to see it if you're a Philly or a Chiefs fan, because of course the Philly Super Bowl, that was just the way the pressure was able to affect him was not great. I got to be honest, we have not gone back and rewatched the Super Bowl. Of course, obviously Sam's our guy, and Sam is pro Mahomes. Sam's pro Mahomes enough for the both of us. Hey, yo, chat. But we also love Mahomes as well too. I could say we're biased toward Mahomes, so I definitely don't want to. I do like, like we've said before, I don't necessarily hate this Eagles team. Hey, yo, even though of course just the fact that they always make a good move is annoying sometimes, but it's more just, I guess, jealousy of smart front offices at the end of the day than more so again the team, because I feel like maybe Oklahoma City of course has that effect as well too. Are we just annoyed that their front office makes the right moves all the time? You gotta have a couple of bad moves and the players make up for the bad moves. That's kind of the way that we like to see this stuff work. But again, I think here, let's actually double check if this is the guy we're looking for before we say, but that would be a good get. Be like, okay, sneaky. I guess maybe he wasn't a first round pick, but he was kind of that second, third round good tier wide receiver. Tyquan Thornton in the mix. They do still have Carson Steele, chat, at running back. Before there was Cam Scatterbo, there was Carson Steele. Let's not forget. I don't know. Do we need to have a team at some point in NFL history that has both Cam Scatterbo and Carson Steele at the same running back position? I don't know if that'd be too crazy or not. But Kelsey with the early target, chat, does get the catch. Hey, yo. He gets it's a double-digit gain almost as well, too. I think, is that a first down in the mix? Mahomes, just classic underneath route to Kelsey. Is that Gillen, the safety? Maybe, some of the Chargers secondary stuff. We'll see. It may be a good spot for... There may be areas for Kelsey, of course, to kind of work underneath there, like we're saying. But, ooh, delay a game? Early on, or was that a false start? Oh, false start? On Simmons, the rookie? It's going to happen, chat. I think, again, at the end of the day, you really need him to be a long-term guy. And they have had good picks, I feel like, at that spot. I mean, I guess the guys... did they draft Tooney and Trey Smith as well, too? But there's, I guess, another line... Oh, Creed Humphrey, of course. Ayo would be another major lineman pickup at the center position as well, too, second round. So, again, they have, like, really drafted those stud guys as well, too, before. And they kind of expect him to be a little bit more in that level as well. Like, I feel like, again, if you are in that sort of revenge mindset, there is a little bit of a step up almost into dominating thing that you kind of want. You almost want to lean into the thing that, again, got the defeat in that Super Bowl, that pressure, and the way it seemed like that Philly front line was just really controlling the pace of the game. And again, not just nearly just having serviceable offensive line play, but really stepping it back up to dominant offensive line play. And there's a down the field look to Thornton. It did look like Thornton had a step on his guy. Mahomes, chat. Did he overthrow him? Mahomes, is that going to be the... can we do the Mahomes... I was saying, can we do the Mahomes fingers? Hey, pause on the live stream. I don't know. Is YouTube just going to automatically start blurring it out, chat? Maybe the Zoom background will kind of censor it for us if we... Oh, wait a second here. Can we get it, like, lost in the blur a little bit if we do the Mahomes swing. Whoa, Chad, it gets crazy there. If you're not having receivers going in and out of the huddle, it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, like we were saying, Simmons, you're going to have to, I guess, live with some of those up and down plays as he is just starting his career. Jimmy Holiday, is this guy related to any of the holidays in the NFL, chat? Hey, yo, imagine there was an NFL holiday brother that we just didn't know about. Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, he's also a rookie as well, too. Undrafted. So, again, not necessarily. I think Thornton is like of course he's out there, but just name value-wise, too. There's not necessarily the sneaky, draft pick guy that you're kind of looking in the stock as well, too. They really went with some of the sleeper picks in that spot, but I think they really were, again, relying on the fact that they were going to be potentially healthy later in the season in that way. So questionable, I guess, at the end of the day is a good thing as well, too. But 3rd and 9 from a long field goal range, of course, Butker can definitely make a kick. Oh, is that a drop, chat? Hollywood Brown? Hey, yo, what happened? He was starting to turn upfield, and I actually moved my eyes off the receiver. I was starting to look upfield to see if he's going to make a play. And then all of a sudden, he's not running. It's like, what's going on here? Yeah, he just didn't turn upfield. And then, of course, the corner's celebrating. I was like, did the corner go in and make a play on it? Of course not, chat. Ayo, he just, had to celebrate, I guess, the success of the defense there. So, a punt. They're going to punt, chat. They're going to try to make the Chargers go the length of the field. Ayo. Butker is not there. Do they not have Butker anymore? Did he get cut? Did they go a different direction? I know, they have a different punter now as well, too. Okay, no, they still have him there, chat. Ayo. It is what it is. Oh, good punt, I guess, from their guy. He gets him inside. He's right about the 1 yard line. So I guess at the end of the day, good call in a way by Andy Reid. So here we go. I mean, the Chargers with a chance to make it 14-0, Chad. I mean, we did see the Cowboys at least go up and down the field and score a couple times before they had to punt. I mean, did the Cowboys even punt in that game? I guess later, after the rain delay and stuff, it did get a little, the defense did stall, the offense did stall out a little bit more, of course, later in the game. But they didn't even punt as well, too. They just fumbled. Miles Sanders is just like, here, you can have it back. I forgot which team I'm playing for a second. Hey, yo, chat. It is what it is. Jerry Jones, not known to not pay his guys. He didn't pay Micah Parsons, and he doesn't pay for running backs. Doesn't pay him enough. They don't remember which team they're on, chat. It's like, oh, yeah, I forgot Jerry Jones was paying me to play on the team. But we'll see. Maybe as time goes, he'll remember, oh, yeah, Cowboys is where it's at. But the Chiefs just immediately, I think you see kind of even the speed from Thornton there. I think there is still offensive elements. Kelsey, again, there has been, I think, the yards after the catch and the physicality that he's played with, that is definitely something that maybe as, of course, time goes on, that looks a little bit different. But his ability to find some of the openings in the defense and to be able to just get those easy sort of safe looks for Mahomes, where, again, a couple years ago, 5 years ago, when they were at the peak of their powers, that duo, and it's, and let's say, Mahomes has fallen off, but just, of course, Kelsey's moving to a little different phase of his career as well, too, but he could also then just drag half the defense for another 25 yards and just make another incredible play as well, too. So, and I mean, that was a little bit part of their explosive part of their offense. I mean, again, Mahomes could also have the downfield elements of Tyreek as well, too, and get that in the mix. But then they could also have these, just incredible Kelsey plays as well. But the ability for him to just, again, be that safety guy is still definitely there. And, for the tight end spot, that is for, I know for a fantasy standpoint, you can get to a spot for the season where I know, again, Kelsey's kind of been that top guy as he was at the peak of his powers there. And it's like, our Kelsey and Andrews and Kittle and who's ever in the mix there for the top of the wide receiver fantasy list. And then it's like, oh, all these veteran guys that are just getting maybe 60 yards every other week and being these nice, reliable options for these quarterbacks. A guy like Zach Ertz, like, I guess, again, we kind of wrote out like Kelsey in the Zach Ertz phase. Like, if they just went out and gotten a guy and it's a new name, is it a better player or is it just a fresh face? And there is value to that at some point as well, too. Chiefs getting pressure on Herbert forces him to throw it away there. And do they have, is Allen in number 13 again? He has to be, right, Chet? That'd be crazy. That'd be the MJ45 move if he was wearing a different number. Maybe, I guess, can a receiver wear 31? I don't know if that's in the mix for him there. But, they did get Johnston in a couple, he did actually make the catch in the back of the end zone, so that was nice. But they did also get him in a nice motion play earlier on, and he had a big play up the sideline. So you get him. Is McConkey out there? I don't see McConkey, chat. Ayo. So if you get him back healthy, too, I mean, this Chargers receiving core can look a little bit healthier. Oh, is that our guy, Ladd? Hey, yo, Ladd. I guess from where we're at in the TV, the distance, chat. Hey, yo. It's just, it's hard to tell. But shout out. There he is with the catch. Third down, not quite able to move the chains. But at least you have a couple of, again, guys for Herbert and then the weapon. I guess if Quentin Johnston is your weapon, is that always, the best place to be in the league? But if he is, having a good game, then it can be a dynamic player for sure. And a great run stop by Kansas City. Is that, Tranquil up making the play in the front seven. The linebackers for Kansas City, of course, Sam's always talked about how underrated they are, chat, and they're stepping up, making plays there. Third and short. It did look like Hampton was getting a little momentum on the last drive. He did have a couple of nice runs, but just the little stutter step move, I don't know if he kind of chose wrong there. There was not necessarily a lane for him on the other side. Maybe there was if he kind of, I just don't know. Maybe that defender didn't quite get off the block the way he thought he was going to. I don't know. Then of course, Tranquil did there. But regardless, they play the field position game. They get the punt. The special teams game. Oh, chat. Almost gets to the outside. You see the lane that he had there if he was able to accelerate. So, wait, we got to go back to the Chiefs and see who their kick returner is. Because he's made a couple of plays here as well. But, they have Rieger, chat. Tyquan Thornton and Jalen Rieger in this game. I mean, the receivers, of course, can just hang around. And for tight end, maybe not. Oh, they do have Conklin and Disley. Those guys can have had some, receptions over the last couple of years. Tucker Fisk, maybe. That just seems like a fun name. Don't know if he's active, I guess, for this one. But, yeah, wait. Who is number 81 for Kansas City? I guess I don't remember if he was the one that had the return to the outside initially. Oh, that's Remigo, chat. Hey, yo, shout out. He is, how's that explosive plays? He was, 2023 draft. So I definitely remember him there from last year being kind of a, will he ever, kind of get on the field and see some minutes as well? Elijah Mitchell in the running back room. I mean, he's definitely a talented running back for sure. We know that, but I don't know, Chad. You already see he's inactive as well, too. I think that's kind of been the story of his career up until this point. So you're kind of just still at the Pacheco, Kareem Hunt running back room. I don't know. They're thinking Elijah Mitchell for 4 games. But anyway, I was going to say Mitchell had the crazy playoffs, but it was Mostert as well, too, that had that insane playoff game against the Packers where he had like 200 yards and just carried them into the Super Bowl that year. I guess it would have been the Super Bowl that they played against the Chiefs as well, too. But not able to quite get the crazy one there. So we get, I guess, the Super Bowl teams in the back-to-back days, chat, of course, probably intentional. Why rematch it when you could have 2 national TV games? I feel like that makes sense. You can get the Cowboys in the mix. You get the documentary as the rollout to help up. And then the Parsons trade as well, too. Help get eyes on the Cowboys more so than just being like, are they going to be a mid-team this year? And then the Super Bowl team with Harbaugh and the fun quarterback that everybody likes watching in Justin Herbert. You're probably going to get a competitive game there as well. Soccer stars in the house, chat. Neymar. I mean, you'd expect it at this point. But is Neymar an Adidas guy as well, too? Is Adidas flying him out? We saw, what was it, MJ at the he was at the Belichick opening, so I don't know, the first game, so I don't know if that's the same thing or not. Mahomes to the outside, is it intercepted? Oh, chat, Another throw to Hollywood Brown. I think the ref just ruled it incomplete. The ref came running in from the opposite side. We'll see on the replay here. He gets his hands underneath. I don't know, Chet. It bounces around. I don't know if it touched the ground or not. I can't tell from that angle there if his hand stayed under it the whole time or if he did bounce off the ground. That's pretty close. I don't know if that's a challenge, but they get up and get the second play off just to almost save the, save face at that point. 2nd and 10, not necessarily a super effective run. It's going to be 3rd and long. But a couple of inaccurate passes by Mahomes early on. Chad, he's got to feel it out. Hollywood Brown, he's not, I guess, Tyreek is not the biggest receiver, so maybe he's just so quick that he can just, the jump, the leaps, and all that stuff. He's just going to get to all these passes. But I don't know, is he just not used to the smaller receivers on the outside? I guess Thornton, like we were saying too, is not necessarily a small receiver going downfield. But MVS, Juju, Chad, I don't know if they need to have the 6-foot guys just for Mahomes and the big, target radius. Down the field. Oh, that was another almost just, that was right there almost the classic Mahomes play. Just going to get us, back in on the, the Mahomes plays. Pause. But the pressure, the falling backwards, just flinging it up there. Thornton almost running under it perfectly. That was like a, I just throw it up for Tyreek. And maybe, Tyreek, Chet, we missed the good old days as well, too. Again, he's dialing it in. He's close right there. He was closer to Thornton on that one than he was in the last one, so we're good to go. The air in Sao Paulo, a little bit different, chat. You got to adjust. Is there elevation in Sao Paulo? IT, look up the, is Sao Paulo on a mountain? We'll see what's going on with the atmospheric pressure here affecting these Mahomes passes. Because Herbert, the checkdowns have kind of been his. Yeah, you had the Johnson play. That Johnson touchdown was not a crazy pass. Mahomes could hit that pass, right, chat? We hope. Going across the field. They haven't tried really at this point, like, across the field. And that would have been different. Again, back of the end zone type stuff, more so than just in route, 13 yards down the field type pass. A diverse amount of jerseys, chat, in the stands, of course. Like we're saying, it is a Chargers home game, so there is going to be oh, wait a second. No, that's right. Sao Paulo as well, too. So there is going to be diverse mix of fans. Running wide open down the field is the tight end. Is that Disley, chat? Was that Disley? Oh, that was Conklin. The tight end wide open. Fumbles after the almost gets tackled. I don't even know if he was on the ground when he got fumbled, but just somebody came in and just swatted it out of bounds. I think it's a flag. I think that's what they're going to get penalized for. I don't think they're going to get turn it over, though. So at the end of the day, you save that. But Conklin may have just given up a big play, chat. Chiefs luck is working in their favor right now. So we got the illegal touching penalty, chat. Is that on, I guess, going to be the guy that whoever knocked it out of bounds. So, yeah, it was a pretty clean fumble, chat. Conklin thought he could take the defender just straight on. Not happening. I mean, I guess Conklin did, he held here. Let's check. Did Conklin hold his ground okay? Just he lost the football? As long as Conklin he forgot that it was a match. I guess it was kind of, they both, it was pretty class. I mean, a draw in terms of, a football Oklahoma drill type situation in terms of who'd won the one-on-one matchup there. But they still have it near midfield, so that's good. And he's unleashing it down the field, chat. Herbert dropping it in. That one's on Allen a little bit. Allen not quite able to bring it down. It is a little bit of just out there pass, but I feel like Allen kind of on the sideline. That's a Keenan Allen pass right there, chat. That's a classic Herbert to Keenan Allen pass. And, you could say that Herbert had a little more accurate too, but there is also a connection that he has with Allen over his career that is a little bit more familiar than Mahomes and the other guys. So that's an at least advantage. Hampton to the outside, chat. First down. Easy 12 yards on the run there. He looks, a nice burst on that play. Again, going to the outside. Good blocking. And you haven't really necessarily noticed the loss of Slater at this point earlier on. So good jobs by the guards pulling. They did run to that side of the field as well, too. I know he's, super valuable in pass protection as well. But Herbert's made good decisions early, quick decisions early, and hasn't necessarily felt the pressure in that way. He's a stand in the pocket type guy as well too, so he's not necessarily going to get flushed out. He's just going to get hit, chat. Hey, yo, it is what it is. We'll see. But yeah, right now, who's on the left tackle side right now for KC? I don't think it's Karlaftis over there. They had number 90 out there on that possession. Do we have to check? Omenahue, who we do like, but he did get eaten up by the left tackle there on that play. Great job, Herbert, again protected, and this time Allen able to make the catch. So that is looking like maybe early on it is not as big of a deal as, at least in this game, maybe you would have thought, with them losing to such a guy. 6 for 8, 101 and a tutty, chat. Herbert right off the bat with some crazy stats. So Mahomes is going to be the worst quarterback in the league after this game, chat. Hey, yo, we got to put Dak, Hurts, and Herbert all over him in the rankings at this point. Is anybody play tomorrow? I don't think so. Mahomes is safe for now at this point. But the skill guys for the Chargers, I guess that's Conklin again as well. Who's Cromer, the safety, chat? Hey, yo, he is. There's a couple times where it's like they keep throwing and Cromer's around. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Chamari Connor is not a rookie. 2023 class, Virginia Tech, I guess, is listed cornerback as well. So they aren't necessarily super stacked outside of McDuffie at that spot. I don't know. Is that going to be a, hey, are we going to need to look at that later in the season? What veterans are available? What is going to be the best method of solution? But a flag on Ladd McConkey for holding, and the Chargers offense goes backward. Wait a second. Do we have another offensive lineman injury as well, too? We just have somebody on the bench, getting a little Gatorade, getting a little breather. So I don't know if that is going to be a game-long thing as well. A little oxygen. He may just, again, just be taking a little break. So Chris Jones. Do we just line Chris Jones up over this guy? Oh, Saylor? Jamari Saylor? He's played a little bit, yeah. So he might be, serviceable for a couple of plays as well. It doesn't look like they have Jones on that side. I guess, just let Jones dominate. Oh, Jones just destroys whoever he's on, chat. Hey, there he was. Right there. Herbert, the athleticism, has made a couple of plays with his legs early on, chat. Was it the first play of the game? He ran it. I don't remember if that was a designed run or if he just pulled it early and ran. But I was like, wait a second. You're just going to run your quarterback first play of the game? Harbaugh's like, let's get, Herbert, get the wear and tear early. Oh, another holding, and it's by the guard that they just subbed in, chat. Hey, yo. I want to call him Slayer because I feel like that'd be a cool last name as well, too. But Saylor with the hold. And again, Jones was just ripping through the defensive line that time. He turned around both of the defensive linemen, forced Herbert out of the pocket. But it was Jones when he... Oh, no, it wasn't Jones. Hey, yo, chat, it was Jones chasing him there. It was the other guard that was working his way toward Herbert as Herbert cut a field that he got the hold on. So, end of the first quarter, a couple of penalties, holding penalties, keeping the Chargers out of scoring range there. But Herbert on his legs almost made up the one. He did make up the one holding penalty there as well. So, wait, is it going to be like second and... What are we looking at here, chat? For the first and 30. I was going to say, is it like first and 30 is crazy. Hey, yo, playing from behind, chat, is first down like this is not great. But, I mean, you guys see as well, too, of course, that the Sao Paulo game is not the only thing that we're going to be focusing on in the background tonight as well, too. Our guy Denzel is back, chat. Our guy Spike Lee is back with the new feature film that we say, we were looking forward to watching in theaters. And then make no mistake, they just didn't drop it in a whole lot of theaters. Made it a limited, small little release, independent, I guess, A24 style, just for the, I don't know, the critics or what was going on there. The major cities, apparently the Midwest, not good enough to see highest to lowest in the theaters. But Apple TV Plus is stepping up, chat. It is on Apple TV Plus. I think probably, of course, an Apple TV Plus movie as well too. So they got us, chat. We're subscribed to another service. It is what it is. We're gonna have to remember to cancel this free trial before we start paying. But if there's anything that I guess is gonna get us signed up for Apple TV to check out a movie, it's gonna be, you know, I guess Spike Lee and Denzel is a pretty good combo to bet on. That we're gonna be watching that as soon as we can, and we get to watch F1 as well too, which somebody just told us today they watched and was like, you know, so we'll have to see, chat. We'll have to see. I have much higher expectations for, well, I guess much higher. I think we had pretty high expectations for F1 as well too, but just in terms of, I mean, it's like, okay, how many times we're gonna watch this one, chat? Probably a lot. It is what it is. Spike Lee and Denzel, I mean, we have to watch it at least 5 times just to, you know, dissect everything, I guess, quote unquote, the first time. But well, 1 of 5, chat, will be tonight. We'll get the first one out of the way right now. So we'll take a quick break. Queue up to Apple TV Plus. We'll be back. The Sao Paulo game will go into the second quarter. We'll see if the Chargers can get in the end zone on 1st and 30, and we'll fire up highest to lowest in the background and watch along to that as well too, chat. So it's gonna be an action-packed night. Don't go anywhere. Spike Lee, action thriller, IT. I don't know if that's directing levels of Spike Lee, but we'll see if they can pull it off right into this. Okay, chat, we're logged in. We're ready to go. Oh, has the Zoom cam been messed up the whole time, or were we on a different one earlier? Let's see. Wait a second. No. Were we on this one? We're messing around, chat. Oh, maybe we were on this one. Let's hope we were, chat. This one looks like it's locked in and ready to go. So, yeah, we do have the Apple TV queued up in the background. We're going to hit play. We're going to get it fired up. Oh, chat, it's prompting us for other things. I guess we just signed up for the free trial, so make sure we I guess checked all the boxes, turned over our life. Yeah, we just watched a Denzel movie. Okay, we're fired up. We're ready to go. 2 seconds, 1 second. Apple TV logo. Chat, here we go. Denzel, Spike Lee. Let's see. We've got. Is there a better? How many coach quarterback combos we want over Denzel and Spike Lee? Reliable duos, chat. I guess Denzel and Spike Lee are right up there as well too. I mean, Denzel has his guys that he works with, so he's a little bit. I mean, I guess in a lot of actors as well too, especially when you get to a level, you want to be making good projects. The best are going to be working together. You find the people that kind of, it is the coach quarterback type thing. You got to find the guy that knows the playbook in the right type of way and is able to put you in the right type of places to succeed. And of course, Denzel and Spike Lee have definitely had one of the more successful runs together as an actor director combo. And again, Denzel himself would have, Denzel and Tony Scott would also have a great run as an actor director combo as well. Chat, do we have to lose the mute, or I guess mute the game? Hey yo, shout out. I guess I didn't even see who was doing the audio or doing the commentary for the YouTube game. Oh, I think was it Kurt Warner? Speaking of the Kurt Warner jersey that we saw earlier. So I think it was maybe some of the NFL Network guys. Shout out Rich Eisen, but Denzel over Rich Eisen. We'll probably get to another Rich Eisen game or two later in the season. I mean, chat, just the cityscapes right away. Beautiful shots. I don't know who's on cinematography for this one, but I mean, they're immediately winning. There's that retro kind of vibe. I mean, the way the font looks as well, too. This movie you could say, I mean, again, we're just literally have watched a couple seconds of this movie, but there is a little bit of a 90s feel to this movie, just again earlier on with and I guess we're not necessarily got this like fired up on the big screen, big graphics, so maybe it's just our TV. There's a 90s feel to our TV. Hey, I don't know if that's it, but again, there is a little bit of a aesthetic that isn't the classic font balancing as well too. That is a little bit, again, like a classic type vibe. But you did see with like a sort of kind of AI-ish looking poster, and with the A$AP Rocky, of course, just him in the movie, and A$AP Rocky songs and some of the hip-hop soundtracks, like there is a modern element, of course, to this movie as well, too. So, Spike Lee being able to kind of balance both of those things is a really fun thing, which I don't necessarily know. And again, maybe A24, I think we can necessarily like know a lot of the A24 movies without seeing them. The trailers are being the algorithm, the movies of course get talked about, so what kind of is getting hyped up from the studio and stuff. But I don't know if there's anybody that is. I guess there has to be other people that are, of course, but of course he's from that era as well too, so who else could be able to cross some different eras in the type of way that Spike Lee is, of course. So, and Jeffrey Wright, top build in the cast as well too. So you're getting, of course, like we're saying, a great legacy duo in Denzel and Spike Lee. I mean, they both have done great work recently as well too. And I think Jeffrey Wright is a little bit more, I think, hotter right now in sort of the critical circles, and just who's again at like the peak of their power rankings. Jeffrey Wright, is he up at the peak of their powers? Is this Apex Mountain for Jeffrey Wright these years right now? It's one of these years. It is what it is. I mean, where's this skyscraper chat at? The location scouts are locked in for this movie. Is this in New York somewhere? I feel like as a music executive, Spike Lee, I just assumed it was set in New York. Was it Miami as well? I need to pull the trailer back up and see what's going on. Wait a second. Stacking Hits, is that the name of the record? Or is that the radio show? What's going on? Chad, this is going to be a disaster. We can't even hear the movie. So it's just going to be a lot of, this movie looks really great. Denzel, man, how cool does he look? But hey, guess what? We love watching Denzel on in the background as well, too. Chiefs, they get the first down? Hey, yo, Chad, I just see 3rd and 4, and it's close. Oh, man. They were out there. They ran a couple of plays there, so their offense was on the field for a little bit. Again, the 1st and 30, the Chargers off it, make no mistake, that drive stalled out really quickly. Thornton, he does have the ability to get down the field, but he's not really creating after contact, chat. Jackson takes him down with one hit right there. 4th and 1, the Chiefs are going for it. Mahomes, do they push, chat? It's a little bit. It's a kind of a heavy set for the Chiefs for sure, but it's a little light front for the Chargers. Oh, they get a push, chat. They're running back to the outside. They do get the first down pretty easily. Couple of yards. Denzel looking, just as prime Denzel as ever, chat. It's crazy. If we're gonna see him, it's just gonna be a lot of time spent in this penthouse. That could definitely be a win as well too. And let me check the name of the actor that's playing his wife in this movie, because I don't remember what it is off the top. So I think that is going to be an exciting potential supporting performance as well too. We've got chat. Hopefully I can say the name right. The last name is Hedera. So shout out is definitely going to be excited to see it in a role. I don't know if what other. Oh, I guess not a ton of other movies, but in Spike Lee joints before as well too, in Chirac. So shout out there. But yeah, we get to see maybe a little bit more of the film. So is there a more TV run? Ooh, chat. A big TV run. Mistress in The Punisher? Hey, yo. Episode The Crosshairs? Who's Bernthal's Mistress in The Punisher, chat? That's crazy. Hey, yo. What's going on there? Some Blue Bloods. Godfather of Harlem. Easton, New York. The Equalizer as well, too. Hey, yo. Shout out Queen Latifah in the mix of The Equalizer. Master of None. Billions. So I guess she's, in every great TV show. Hey, yo. Shout out again. We just don't watch TV. It is what it is. But the movie thing maybe takes a step up here as well. Okay, chat, there's the kid. Oh, do we get the kid is on his phone too much, chat? I mean, it's 2025. Are we still doing that? Everybody's on their... Anyway, the phones are what they are, chat. We've bought in. We've sold our souls to, I guess, it's just like, making the jokes about the phones on the Apple TV Plus. I guess they're not necessarily talking about phone companies per se. He's like, what are you doing on that Google phone 5 hours a day? You get an Apple phone and be more productive. But I guess at some point, is he gonna get him like an old school MP3 player? This is what we used to listen to music on back in the day. I guess maybe maybe MP3 players more like back in our day. I guess yeah, because it would have been the early CDs. I guess CDs would have been in like the 90s and stuff as well too. So I guess I don't know exactly how old Denzel's supposed to be in this movie. They do have some hair black on Denzel, make no mistake. So we're not getting like grayed up Denzel. They're not sort of leading into maybe, older father musical executive Denzel. I don't know if he's trying to be 45, 50 in this movie. But it's not even a bad thing that I'm questioning, because again, he looks like he could be playing a 45, 50-year-old in this movie. So I guess, shout out, how is Denzel's not like, he's not 80, 87. But still, I mean, is he like is it the same as like a 30-year-old playing a high schooler sometimes? You're like, hey, is there a little bit of a difference here of what's going on? But wait, is this the school? Or is this the place of work? I don't know where they're at this point. And the Chiefs are still on the field at this point, chat. Which one are we going to lose track of first? The movie or the game? Definitely the movie, because it's obviously easier to watch the game without sound. Make no mistake. It is what it is. Though I feel like maybe if anybody could just translate sort of what is just portrayed. I mean, because Denzel has that theatrical background as well, too. So if there is a theatrical element to this performance, this could just be sort of a stage. So the sort of Macbeth background in the Macbeth experience being played out here in this movie. Chat, is this a basketball scene? Oh, look at this. Spike Lee early on. Let's go. I'm trying to see if we had any basketball in the trailer, but we got a Rick Fox, chat. Hey, yo. Spike Lee's cooking early on. I don't know if he's going to, do we get a basketball game as well, too? Is there going to be, is ASAP Rocky, did Denzel's kid drop 35 on ASAP Rocky in a championship game and now he wants revenge and he's kidnapping him that way. Maybe there's bigger, it's more important to the plot. Then we realize, oh, Chad, another 4th and 1. Is this Kareem Hunt? Hey, yo, he's been the weapon of the drive so far for the Chiefs on a couple of 4th down plays, and at least they are in field goal territory now as well too. So I don't know if we have to go back and try to remember maybe week 1 is more important than we thought for the course of the regular season. I mean, you just look at the way seasons play out and you go, oh, early season means nothing. You know, really starts to pick up, of course, later as teams build momentum as we get closer to the playoffs. But this does feel like a weird sort of set the tone week 1, a lot of important matchups where a lot of teams sort of vying for similar spots are playing each other and, again, just kind of setting each other off on which direction are you going to go early on in the season for opponents that are going to be in similar territories here. So let's see if we can get, like, because I think maybe the overall expectations of the Chiefs and the Chargers are a little bit different. The Chiefs are in a little bit of a different tier, just perception-wise as well. But maybe regular season wins-wise, there's a world where obviously they're competing for similar regular season wins, maybe wild card AFC West competition type stuff as well. You know, Eagles, Cowboys, maybe a little bit different there. But Falcons, Bucks is going to be a game where both of those teams are probably the two, of course, lead teams for the AFC South, unless the Panthers or the Saints are just, you know, to us, randomly good this year. Raiders and Patriots could be teams that are vying for a wild card spot. I guess maybe Cardinals and Saints, again, not going hopefully in the same direction, but if the Cardinals lose week 1 to the Saints, and that would be, you know, the Saints trying to throw people off, get people, you know, kind of like, oh, we're not actually tanking for Arch Manning early. Look at us. We're trying to win games. And then you get a win over Arizona earlier on. But Steelers, Jets are, I feel like the Steelers maybe a little bit more playoff expectations. Giants, Commanders in the AFC East. Titans, Broncos could be a feisty game. Seahawks, Niners is in that same vein. Obviously, Lions, Packers as well. Rams, Texans. You know, you got a little cross-conference matchup there, so not the same sort of immediate tiebreaker stuff as well too implicated, but competitively could be maybe on the same level in some ways. And then, of course, Ravens, Bills is there, and then Vikings, Bears. So at least 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess we just look at the divisional games as well too, but 5, 6, 7. So at least 7 of the matchups this week have the feel of they could, in a way, set the tone for, again, at least maybe the way the early part of the season plays out. So, 2nd and goal, KC, are they going to get in the end zone here? Chargers defense, number 1 in red zone last year. Hey, yo, I don't know if the personnel is similar enough to where that is a good stat. Defensive coordinator, is he still the same, chat? Like, you know, same staff? Is it all still chilling and still the same? So the son was at basketball practice, chat, and now Denzel's driving around. So I don't know if the son, if about to get kidnapped. Again, I guess I don't know. I feel like that is going to be a good portion of the movie. Versus, and chat, you put a basketball scene in the movie, it's like that's a win. I mean, you know, again, we're 10 minutes in, so a kidnapping 20 minutes into the movie at this point wouldn't necessarily be totally surprising. So I guess we got maybe a good sort of executive meeting type scene ahead to set the stage. Maybe some character building for Denzel as well too. Maybe sort of, you got to show us what kind of person he is before you kidnap his kid, and then you got to take him on the journey of the movie. But here we go, 3rd and goal from the 9. Mahomes is in the shotgun. It's Kareem Hunt in motion again. Again, they've definitely gone to him on this drive. Mahomes pressured out, Chad. Oh, the Madden. The spins. He's down. Number 0 for the Chargers. Who do we got there? I guess you can't see the nameplate, but great open field tackle. Doesn't let Mahomes get away. And 4th and goal, the Chargers are going to have to bring on the field goal unit. That's a tough one there. I mean, if he throws it away, it doesn't matter. They're still in field goal range if he takes the sack, so it's not disastrous in that type of way. The defender does a good job of, kind of turning his back. He kind of stays with him a little bit better. Not, a crazy juke, Chet. I don't know if he's kind of leaning into his own moves a little bit too much there. He's like, okay, if I just turn, then the guys will automatically fall down. It's like, well, wait a second. I thought we had a deal. But Butker from 35 gets it in. So pause. 3-10. It is a one-score game. 4:50 to go, though, in the second quarter. A good lengthy drive by Kansas City. And, does feel like that is what they are. I don't know if their sort of balance was, their game plan was to take that early shot with Thornton, and then maybe they were going to kind of work their way back there for second half, save that for later in the game. But I feel like they haven't gone for that stuff a little bit later. And maybe, again, Mahomes just hasn't attempted it as well, too. Who knows? Obviously, the Charter secondary could be doing a great job of keeping that stuff covered. But Thornton did have a step there, so I don't know why. And again, that's sort of his game. So unlocking him and getting him down the field would seem like the best way to use him. And again, you got to have him in the mix at this point because he's basically your wide receiver too, with Worthy being out and with Mahomes not being able to throw it to Hollywood Brown. I guess that is the only other option at this point. So he's got some arguments about music catalogs, Chad. Hey, yo, did he say they're going to pimp out their music catalog for Viagra commercials and what? Hey, yo, you don't like to see that, Chad. That is crazy. Ooh, Denzel getting it back into his little Denzel bag. He's getting intense. You love to see him act. I mean, we just watched Crimson Tide when we were in the Bay, so I don't know if it's because we were in the Bay, we felt like we had to watch sort of an ocean-based movie, but also I think we just had to, it was just on, so we were like, okay, well, or it was just there. We were like, I guess we'll just watch it now. But, again, you get about as good of Denzel acting scene to scene with anybody in that movie. But, he's still got it. Chad, he can still carry a movie, and like we were saying, his ability to be the star in a major movie like this, it's just a more unique project than, say, an Equalizer film. And we love the Equalizers as well, but those movies are kind of just automatically for a certain audience as well. And there is a little bit of a John Wick effect of those movies getting a little bit bigger and bigger every time. I don't know if we, check the box office to verify if that's true or not, but it did feel like the popularity of those movies did increase as they continue to drop. And again, they got a spin-off TV show as well too. But this is, again, a little bit more of a traditional Denzel character in a way. You get to act out some scenes. He gets to be the lead face of a movie, and maybe a movie that people watch and talk about as well too with Denzel in 2020. Because, and I guess the thing is, is Apple TV an audio? Is it an app and a service that is for maybe an audience that's more in my age range, a little bit of a younger audience, or is it a little bit more that 40, 50 plus audience that is, I guess I do feel like a lot of the TV shows and stuff are pretty like trendy and stuff, like Severance and stuff. Like people do watch those shows for sure. Like, people of all ages. So, there is, I would say, a pretty good presence of Apple TV Plus, but it's not Netflix where you just know, like, obviously everybody's got Netflix in the same type of way. And if this was on, it's like, okay, if he was starring in the number 2 movie on Netflix, then that means, there's going to be probably a whole new generation of people that are discovering Denzel as maybe a favorite actor, or, an actor in a favorite movie that is dropping in their times in that type of way. But I still think there can be a little bit of that on Apple TV Plus for sure. And again, just sort of being back in the limelight with his audience as well too is going to be a fun thing. And he makes the deal, chat. Hey, yo, he makes the deal. So do they have, is that a classic move? The model of the skyscraper in the skyscraper? You love to see it. Do we have to look up, chat, what this building is? It is pretty cool. And it's just like, okay, they always find these random skyscrapers in these cities somehow. It feels like, even just watching a game, you get a Sunday night football game, you'll get a shot of a skyline every now and then. So it's like, okay, I've seen a building or two on SNF. Hey, yo. But it's like every now and then you'll be like, okay, that's kind of cool. Don't really know where that one's at. I don't know if this is supposed to be in Miami, but this is like a this skyscraper's in Norway. It's like, okay, we'll just film up on it in Norway and then just pretend it's in Miami. And hopefully, there's no snow on the ground or something. I don't know. How much snow does Norway get? We'll have to see. 3rd and 7. Herbert. Oh, he finds McConkey, chat. McConkey once again opened the receivers for the Chargers. I got to say, have definitely been doing a better job of finding separation than the weapons for KC. And they're just really attacking Connor at this point, chat. Hey, yo, McConkey had Connor on him at that point, and he was just lined way up off, very soft coverage pause, and was pretty much a couple yards away when the pass was there. So Hampton with the stretch again. Good stop by the Chiefs. They've had good stops in the run game so far, so you can't necessarily say that, they're being overly vulnerable there, even though they maybe are still susceptible to a big play, but still, play to play, it's not too bad. But the secondary stuff is definitely shaping up to be a little bit of a concern earlier on. And I mean, especially in the AFC as well, too, where you've got the high-powered offenses, the quarterbacks, the receiver duos. I mean, maybe that's the benefit of playing the Bills every year. They just don't have any receivers. And the Ravens, so I guess, I take it back. It's just that's why the Bengals are scary, because they have Jamar Chase, and you can't guard Jamar Chase. But Herbert, McConkey again wide open. I mean, Connor, we're just looking for him at this point, so maybe he's the fastest guy on the field as well. We can give him credit for that. He's just there every time. But, oh, chat, this is not good. I don't know if there's going to be a halftime adjustment that is made. And I guess he was working across the field. It was zone defense. I don't know if there was a little bit of miscommunication in the handoff of the assignments there in what was going on. But Herbert dotted him up right now. 2-minute warning for the second quarter. They do run the clock. So they are staring at the red zone if they pick up this first down. But 2 minutes left in the first half at about the 30 some yard line. So they are in scoring range. Could make this a 2-score game going into halftime. Could neutralize that field goal that Kansas City just kicked. Excuse us, chat. Hey, yo. Could just neutralize the field goal that they kicked as well, which, them kind of holding Kansas City off from a distance would be a little bit of a switch. Ayo, Jared Leto in a Tron movie? Tron Ares? Ayo, speaking of our guy Sam, did they know he was going to be watching the game tonight, chat? They're like, let's just put the Tron trailer on the Chiefs game. We know he'll be locked in at that point. Jared Leto. We'll have to see if he's a fan of the Jared Leto casting in that role. I guess we'd have to see who else is in the Tron, franchise universe. Has Jared Leto played in a Tron movie before? I gotta say, they're new to us, so I'm not necessarily sure. Jared Leto. Speaking of Jared Leto, he has played in a movie with Denzel before, of course. I don't know if it was Denzel's finest movie, but just in terms from the movie standpoint, Denzel is obviously great in everything he does. Oh, Chad, is this the call? Hey, yo, he's on the balcony right now. He's looking a little concerned. Do we need to turn it up and see what's going on? Do we need to hear? I feel like it just got quiet all of a sudden. Uh-oh, no, they got him, chat. He's been kidnapped. And I think, obviously, only child situation. Is that what the kidnappers do, chat? Only childs in these movies? You never just, what's the movie where, do we need the Key and Peele sketch where it's like the big family? They kidnap, like, the 5th of 9 kids. And it's like, he was, like, kind of slipping this past year. It's like, wait a second. That was not part of our plan. So, Denzel, a little collected at this point. And what is Jeffrey Wright's actual role for Denzel as well? We know that we saw him in the trailers kind of driving him around, but is he a fixer? Is he just kind of a general, a wink right-hand man at this point? But, oh, chat, I don't know, we get the Star Wars music in the the background. The cops arriving. This feels like Inside Man all over again. Oh, it is New York, chat. Hey, yo, we got NYPD on the police. Of course it's New York. Where else would it be? It's Spike Lee. It's got to be. So, yeah, it says that, you know, nobody... Is this a new New York building? Nobody else has used this before. Or it's actually Montreal being New York. So the police is on the scene. I guess we didn't really see the presence of a detective in the movie. It was really Denzel and, again, Jeffrey Wright kind of tracking him down. So that's why I'm kind of wondering what Jeffrey Wright's, just like, what is he listed as on the payroll? You know, or he's not on the payroll. He's listed as cash employee on the payroll. But the police force doesn't have an obvious... Shout out, did they say Detective Dylan was the lead detective? But they've got the uniform of a sort of side character detective, of course. You know, regardless of what the main detective looked like. You know, there's just a general FBI sort of garb. Oh, chat, is this the Mayhem guy? Hey, yo, he hasn't been in a ton of movies. He's a fun guy that pops up. I mean, he is... We were talking about the Equalizer and John Wick earlier. Of course, he is in the first John Wick. And... You know, if you're in a John Wick movie and your name is not John Wick, you're only going to be in one John Wick movie. It is what it is. But you're just not going to make it out. But the Mayhem guy was fun in that movie. So I don't really know what else he's been in at this point. But this is another major hitter, chat. Whoa. This is going to be another big rotation play for Mayhem guy. 17.5 million in Swiss francs. Unmarked 1,000s. They have $1,000 francs over there, chat. Whoa, franc notes. Okay, that's what they're called. 1,000 franc notes. I don't even know, you know, what the currency transition is at this point. But 17.5 million is going to be a lot of anything. So I guess the Swiss part of it, does that make it trackable, chat? I don't know. Do we have to look into that? I mean, I feel like demand, but I feel like, you know, again, there's always sort of a, we demand this amount of money, unmarked 20s, no die packs. Again, maybe that's just the Inside Man dialogue. But, you know, Spike Lee, he's done his research. He's like, no, actually, you've got to request it in Swiss francs is the best way to do it. I guess, you know, in order to get Swiss francs if in a bank robbery, you'd have to rob a Swiss bank. So if you're just requesting and maybe the guy has the ability to transfer money into any currency, that's a little bit of a different thing. But could you, I guess, in the Inside Man heist, and, you know, again, they weren't necessarily going for the money at this point, or, you know, if you're just going for that type of big cash heist, could you just switch it over into Swiss francs afterwards, and then you just have Swiss francs? So if you rob, if you have a heist, chat, and then you switch it into Swiss francs and then switch it back. Is that a good idea? Who knows? Is that the best way to wipe the bills? We'll have to DM Spike Lee and see what he says. His next movie, as he continues to add steps into how to heist money. We'll see what Spike Lee is planning in the future. But Jeffrey Wright at some point is gonna, I think, get a couple of pistols out. And they're gonna go after him that way. So the Chargers have the ball back, chat? Hey, yo, what just happened? Did the Chiefs just go 3 and out? Or did we miss something? Or did we think that we missed something? And maybe not. 60 plays. Oh, no, the Chargers are still going here at this point. Okay, it is what it is. I guess we're just locked in the... Okay, we lost track of the game. First, chat, we were wrong. We thought we were going to lose track of the movie. We lost track of the game. That's right. They were at the 2-minute warning. And then they were, I guess, now just continuing to drive. So 2nd and 11. Down to a minute. They did pick up the first down. They are basically in the red zone at this point. Oh, is that a delay of game? Did they get a timeout in? No, I think they got the delay of game, chat. 59 seconds left. And they're going to push it to 2nd and 15. Hey, yo. Harbaugh with the penalties. Again, chat. I feel like that was something that was a little bit of an Achilles heel last year. You know, I don't know, for the Chargers we say that exactly. But, you know, it was a little bit of issue for him at some point. So I don't know if even those little penalties are the ones you want to see happen, but still in pretty decent scoring range. So I don't know what the Mayhem guy's role is, chat, in the detective force at this point. We've got a couple of detectives and then Detective Dylan from earlier on as well too. So a lot of people in charge. It is what it is. Once you have a lot of cops in charge, that probably means the cops aren't going to be involved in figuring out if, again, Jeffrey Wright was the police officer, maybe there'd be a little bit more involved. Oh, Rick Fox, chat. Hey, yo. Is Rick Fox going to be actually liable in this movie secretly that we don't know about? So we got the kid limping. Hey, yo, what kind of... We got the Jordan 3s? Is he playing in the 3s, chat? Do you have to go back and look at that? Or is that some kind of 3s-like basketball model? But they... So they let him go? After that for practice? Hey, yo, chat, you don't think you'd want to... This seems like a nice high school. There's not some recovery lab in the locker room? Go to the recovery lab, ice the ankle, and then maybe get like a smoothie afterwards? I don't know what we're working with here. Free cafeteria or what for that? I guess... I feel like I've seen... They always say in some of these locker room tours that we go on, that we see on YouTube and stuff, they always are talking about, like, this is the place where the nutritionist is whipping up stuff. So it's like, can the nutritionist just make me a smoothie whenever I want? If I was just, the wide receiver of a team, I could just have just somebody could just make me a smoothie. Hey, yo, that could be kind of cool. But, again, some of these high-level high schools are working, of course, with similar budgets to, like, colleges and stuff. So they have a lot of the similar amenities. You'd think it'd be a cool place to hang out at this point. But, oh, Chad, it's already made the news. It is what it is. Oh, is Denzel's character a little Dr. Dre-ish? Is he, like, an actual producer himself? I guess in the description of the movie, he was labeled an executive. He's worked to help guide over 50 Grammy winners? Or was that 50 Grammy wins? Hey, yo, chat. Denzel's cleaning up in this movie. It is what it is. He's unstoppable. I don't know what the music executive comparison is at this point. Maybe we don't even want to know. But I don't know if there is, like we're saying, the actual production background as well, too. But it's, of course, a notable event. All eyes are on it. TMZ, chat, is... all over this right now. It is what it is. Is there a scene where there's TNT reporters at some point in just annoying these guys as they're walking down the street? So the cops are doing their best, I guess, chat. Hey, yo, a lot of questions surrounding Jeffrey Wright. What did Jeffrey Wright do? I mean, leave the man alone. Is somebody going to be involved? I don't know why it feels like there needs to be a twist. I guess I don't know if Denzel actually wrote this movie as well, too. We got to be careful not to look at the plot of Highest to Lowest when we scroll down here. Directed by Spike Lee. Yeah, the remake of the novel, the other film, principal photography. Let's see. Screenplay, Alan Fox. Okay, I think that sounds familiar. So, I don't know if Alan Fox is necessarily a guy that has twists and turns in his types of screenplays. But I could see a familiar face being a little bit more implicated than it would seem. And, again, we are kind of a little bit of a limited faces movie. We do have the executive, the partner, the cops, and the chauffeur character in Jeffrey Wright. So, and I guess the coach in Rick Fox. He wasn't top billed, chat. Hey, yo. Oh, chat. Ice Spice. Did we miss her already, or we're not paying attention? What's happening? Hopefully, a little bit later. We are locked in. Princess Nokia. Hey, yo. Shout out. But, yeah, it maybe one of those names are going to be involved. Oh, they found him, chat? Early on? Oh, chat, what's the twist? They're bringing him home? Is he gonna make it home okay? Jeffrey Wright, his name's Paul, I guess, in this movie. He definitely looks very excited about what is going on. Maybe the guy a little too excited in the background is, I don't know, Chad. Are we suspicious of Jeffrey Wright? I don't know if he's got top odds to be twist movie character. But if he's around a lot, he's going to have a lot of information, a lot of access. He's going to know what's going on. He could potentially be a step or two ahead at the time. And if there's going to be a guy setting stuff up, somebody from the inside as well, too, often is more likely / able to actually pull it off. So Marshawn Lynch is on the Chargers sideline talking to the running backs. Is he a running back coach? He just had, I think, like a backpack on. So I don't know if he was, in Chargers coaching attire. Oh, Chet Mahomes to Thornton down the field. Hey, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. That was about as close as you can get. Thornton snags that one right out of the air. But they use his speed, and he finally gets some separation as well. Uh-oh, chat. So what happened? Chat. They kidnapped the wrong kid. What happened here? They left the friend? Wait a second. We gotta go quiet. We have to know what's going on, chat. Hey, Jeffrey Wright's definitely upset. Jeffrey Wright overacting right now? I don't know, chat. Settle down. Let the man explain. He's like, are you not detained? I am detained. Okay, he's not being detained. We let that... They're not even arguing about the kidnapping anymore, chat. What's going on? Is he kidnapped? Is he not? So I think... So Trey is the son. So... is Kyle the son? So they said they grabbed Kyle by mistake. So is Kyle Jeffrey Wright's kid in this movie? Is that what it is? They went to kidnap Denzel's kid and they got Jeffrey Wright's kid, or the other way around? I don't know, chat. We're a little bit lost. Again, it is 3rd and 10 right now, so I don't know. But either way, Kyle's down bad right now. So hopefully Kyle's doing okay. Mahomes, 3rd and 10, 15 seconds left. Hey, a couple of quick plays after that deep attack. And is this a false start? Oh, -5, chat. Killer for the field goal early on. Jawan Taylor? We haven't heard from Jawan Taylor early, first half. It's about time, chat. 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Just getting in a first half appearance on the clock. Shout out Jawan Taylor. We haven't had the false start package of just like, here's the plays of him just getting the head starts as well, too. Maybe they cracked down on that a little bit, but, it is also a go-to part of his game as well. So shout out to Jeffrey Wright right now. He's livid, chat. You're bringing in one of those Oscar-level guys. I guess you're expecting an Oscar-level performance. Oh, a false start on Simmons, chat. Killer. 10 yards down in the penalties for the Chiefs right when they hit a big play. So pushes them out of field goal range. And they have no timeouts left, so 3rd and 21 is a little bit of a tricky situation. They'll definitely give you the space to maybe get a good sideline play, but also you can't go up and spike it on 4th down as well, too. So they get it out, chat. Oh, and the clock is running. They go out of bounds, going backwards. 4th down, 8 seconds left. Can they run a play? Mahomes they kick a field goal. Oh, no way. They just got the unit out there in 12 seconds. Bunker got it off. Chat, it's good. There's no way that's legal. Oh, chat, we're biased to the Chiefs. They can't be this excited about scoring 6.5 points. I mean, they're somehow still down by a touchdown, but there's no way they were set. Chat, you can't run a field goal unit out there in 12 seconds. What just happened? Hey, was Mahomes blocking on the edge? Will YouTube let us go back and watch that, chat? That was more thrilling than the kidnapping at this point. And I feel like they just explained what was going on with the Suns as well, too. Okay, so it was obviously never about kidnapping. They're obviously just trying to mess with Denzel at this point. And, yeah, it is, I guess, Jeffrey Wright's kid at this point. So, Denzel is still going to be... You still would expect the bigger man at the end of the day. You know, the man's helped people win 50 Grammys. Like, now he's going to give up on a kid, but still, definitely a little bit of a different twist than what we saw as well. You know, it's one of those twists. We'll see how that kind of twist means maybe there's another twist later on, because again, with the way the movie was set up, and maybe it is about just the way that Denzel is going to track this guy down and following Denzel over the course of the movie. I'm down for that. But also with the way it was set up, it was, of course, Denzel trying to get his kid back. So maybe I missed something, or it was just kind of secretly in there and pause, and we, you know, of course, we're just not doing the Easter egg deep dives for it. But there's ASAP Rocky looking at the skyscraper, chat, on the phone. Paul Dano vibes, trying to, of course, take out the rich people. And he is giving us a performance as well, too. So ASAP Rocky's going for it. Jeffrey Wright's going for it. I mean, Denzel's going for it a little bit as well. So everybody showed up to play, chat. You love to see it. Oh, chat, how can they not trace a phone? I agree. I don't know. Maybe they're just going to go unexplained. The cops got to be crooked as well, too. If you can't trace a phone in 2025, that feels a little sus, chat. Not going to lie. I think there might be something up there. So he still is requesting the Swiss francs. We didn't see if there was any other added pieces onto this as well. But I guess we got to see the cops planning about what their next move is at this point. Oh, chat, it's a weight difference. There we go. So Swiss francs weigh 35 pounds. The equivalent of 17.5 million in Swiss francs is like 35 pounds. In US dollars, it's like 300 pounds. So it's just more practical to move. Okay, so educated, chat, an educated kidnapper. I feel like that is definitely something that is a pretty common stereotype. Except for, I guess, this new Begonia movie that is about to drop. I don't know if that movie's about educated kidnappers or not, but maybe we'll just have to see how the writers are turning that around over the course of the movie. But, Denzel is, he's suspected. Jeffrey Wright is up to something, but maybe he's just more trying to find out information about what is going on with his kid as well. So, of course, that's going to be a lot for anybody. I don't know if we have to comp him to comparable music executives. Oh, is he like a Quincy Jones type, chat? I don't know. Like, what kind of, how much could, Quincy Jones fork up for, if he had to give money for, I guess, his chauffeur's kid being kidnapped accidentally for his own. Jeffrey Wright just kind of making sure that Denzel's going to pay. I mean, that is a tough one, chat. If you're just like a chauffeur and you're like, oh man, or whatever, again, respectfully, whatever his title is here as well. If you're just like a bouncer for Denzel and you're like, oh man, they kidnapped my son instead of your son by mistake and you're not going to pay the money? Like, what's going on here? Like, can we at least, work out some kind of interest agreement where they're like some 50-50 sort of ordeal? Swiss francs, maybe they can look the other way somehow if it's a big guy like yourself. I don't know. It's quite a bit of money. But of course, difficulty of that would definitely feel like a real bummer. So maybe Denzel's not a good guy, chat. Hey, yo. He's not necessarily, thrilled about giving up this money. Oh, he's going to pull the taxes card? Hey, yo, did he just say he already pays taxes? He can't give him his kid back? Hey, yo, chat, that's a little crazy. I mean, you could, just be like, yeah, 17.5 is steep, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's going to take me a second to write the check. Like, but, maybe Denzel, how good of a guy, is Denzel in this movie, chat? Maybe a music executive, he is a little bit more ruthless as well. Oh, write it off as a business expense? Maybe? I don't know. Is there like a ransom tax write-off situation? I mean, the government can step up here, right? And fork over some money for the for the ransom. I mean, what else are we using it for, chat? We can't just like give it to a kidnapper, I guess. At this point, in Swiss francs, might as well be a decent use of it. But we'll see what Denzel and Jeffrey Wright get into, chat. We'll see what happens in the second half of Chargers versus Chiefs. We will take a quick timeout, and we will be back with the rest of the movie. And like we said, second half of the game right after this. All right, chat, we are back, and I didn't realize that we were having a performance, like a cool halftime show for the Sao Paulo game here. But I guess it feels like anytime there's like a game now that there's like any extra label to the game, then they have to also eventize the halftime to it as well. I mean, of course, Netflix, and it's also maybe not just the NFL, but more so the networks themselves that are putting on networks as well. But again, the broadcasters that are putting on the games, because Netflix was trying to up the popularity of their Christmas game. Was it the Black Friday game even? I don't even remember. But, I think it was that Christmas game, right, with Beyonce that she was at the halftime? But they were definitely trying to, of course, increase the hype for that. And the Sao Paulo game as well, too. I don't know if that's getting people to the Sao Paulo game or getting people watching the Sao Paulo game. Because, I mean, guess what? It's NFL on Friday night. We're probably going to be watching it anyways. So it's not like I need a cool halftime to be locked in. It's what makes the Super Bowl kind of fun is like, oh, you get the special event as well, and nothing can be eventized like the way the Super Bowl halftime is. It's just gonna, the legacy of that as well too at this point. It's just a staple event in the music culture as well as a cool sports event and a cool halftime show. But definitely a big performer, and for her as well, for her reps, I don't know if taking the Sao Paulo game, maybe, I don't know if it's like a crowd that's maybe, more popular with her music as well too. And I don't know what her ability to get, say, certain halftimes for NFL games in America would be based on audiences. Again, I just don't really know as well too. But if I was her agents, I would maybe say, hey, is the Sao Paulo game the game we want to do the halftime for? Like, it does seem, of course, that if the rumors were true, there would be, of course, probably the NFL picking Taylor Swift to be the halftime performer for this next Super Bowl. It would make sense for a career standpoint as well, too. I mean, the way she's, just the popularity at this point. I mean, it would make sense for her to just be on that stage, like we're saying. She's one of the most popular artists, and it's just the most popular music event. So it makes sense. But also, The NFL connection there too is also there. But I don't know if Carol G is too far off here. Let me see. What's the Spotify chat? Because the international thing is gonna be crazy. And of course, the viewership for the Super Bowl, like we're saying, the people there are. So maybe do you get curious about what the in-arena performance is like, just in terms of the reaction? But I imagine it would still be good. I think Carol G is still pretty popular here in the States. 51.5 on Spotify puts her in the top 50. So yeah, she's definitely right there, chat. Hey, yo, in terms of being able to perform in a venue. I mean, she is performing in a venue this size right now, but maybe the event size of the Super Bowl as well. I guess Tyler is at 76 at 43.8 million per month on Spotify. So she has a little bit of a difference here. So is Future right there as well too? Like, could Future do the halftime of an NFL game? He's at 51.1. So he's at 49. So Future's basically got the same Spotify audience as Carol G. Like, could Future do the halftime for the Thanksgiving day? Maybe Thanksgiving. I don't know if that's the one you wanted, but I guess Christmas, chat, any of the holidays. Just let Future do a halftime show. Maybe Future's the Super Bowl. Why can't Future do the Super Bowl? If Future did the Super Bowl before Drake, that would be kind of funny. Just in terms of the beef storylines as well, too. But the set looks cool. Lots of good, of course, choreography and stuff throughout. We, of course, have that side on mute as of right now, watching the game. But it seems like the show is pretty successful. I gotta say, it's a good watch, chat. I don't know. Again, we'll definitely double check the set list and see what is going on. But the visuals are locked in. They are doing a great job. So I guess Beyonce did already do a Super Bowl halftime, but Beyonce is gonna get another Super Bowl halftime. I don't think that's necessarily a hot take. I think she is definitely in the mix. Oh, chat. Speaking of Future, hey yo, we just randomly getting Future songs queued up. Too Many Nights. I guess it's on the popular for the Spotify here. Shout out. I guess I don't know if you guys heard that in the background on our phone just when we flipped it over. I guess we clicked the song and got it fired up. I guess that makes me think, chat. I guess we could turn on the speaker. Hey yo, we're slacking today. We don't have the camera set up right. We could be setting up the speaker for this movie. I guess at the end of the day, who knows if it's going to actually help us hear a little bit better. But anything to help, right, chat? Oh, the problem is sometimes you have to connect multiple times in order for it to, the controls for him to actually be able to adjust. But okay, I think maybe we got it at this point. Denzel, a little father-son scene. Hey, yo. A little parenting Denzel. Family first. You love to see him dropping wisdom to the next generation. Best of his generation. So, I mean, listen up, kid. Because he is definitely going to guide you in the right direction. And, again, family first. He's locked in. He seems like a good guy. So, I know, again, 17.5 million, fat check. But I guess if the trailers are trending in the one direction, then maybe him helping Jeffrey Wright track him down, his son down, his kidnapped son down, is, of course, that's a good friend at the end of the day. Is it a much easier situation if you fork up the 17.5 for sure? But do you just go as far as you can in the process of tracking him down, then you're like, oh, okay, we couldn't quite get him. Here's the 17.5. At the end of the day, you can go, okay, I think it might be too loud, chat. I can't even hear myself talk at this point. But we were locked in. I was hearing the movie just fine that time. So this scene is definitely going to be something that sticks out, chat. Hey, I'll pause. Because we are locked in, like we said. But something about Rolling Stone, chat. Oh, chat, he's worried about how his friends are going to see him. I guess, of course, that is definitely going to be a little bit of a struggle for sure. I mean, Denzel guiding his son through the tough times is a good situation for his kid to be in. But I don't know, Chad. I guess the people at school everybody's gonna know what's going on as well. But I feel like Are they gonna know what's going on because of the Rolling Stone interview? Like, are they gonna know what's going on because they saw it on Twitter and on social media and stuff? Pay the money? Yeah, pay the money, Denzel. Hey, yo. Maybe we just needed to say it, Chad. Somebody just needed to say it. Is Denzel gonna go macho dad on his kid here, Chad? Hey, yo. He was just having good father moment. I guess we weren't necessarily locked in on the scene. Maybe it wasn't great parenting. Go back and rewatch what he was saying. And yo, I just assumed, they're in the room. He's just sitting around. It's like, hey, maybe he's just gonna be dropping some wisdom. But nah, chat. He's cold in this movie apparently. Denzel is cold. I don't know. If you're the kid, you got to stand on business, chat. He's like, I'm pay this. I guess it's a good lifestyle. He's not gonna want to leave it. Hey, yo, chat. Forehead to forehead is crazy. Denzel is getting in the mix. Hey, yo, chat. The son challenging though. I mean, if you're a dad, you gotta understand that he's gonna be a little upset when his friend's kidnapped. He's gonna want to. Especially, everybody's gonna want to pay the money if it's not his, chat. So, it's his kid, his friend. He's like, everybody around me just, well, what am I supposed to do? Just pay the money? Huh? Isn't that really that simple? Like, I guess maybe, but again, maybe it just proves, if the money paying doesn't prove that he's not a cold character, it does prove that his reaction, his lack of empathy for his son's reaction, is also a little bit cold as well. So are him and Jeffrey Wright going to scheme up an escape plan? Is this where it goes? And chat, speaking of the film, and again, just right through the penthouse, balcony, skyline in the background, it is a little zooming in now as the piano kicks in. So Spike is in his bag for this one so far. The look of it is beautiful. The pace of it is moving really nice. And the story is definitely keeping us guessing at this point. Oh, chat, young Denzel in the Time magazine. Or is that AI? Or was that a real Denzel cover at some point? And they maybe alternate real Denzel photos? And they made him into magazine covers? Oh, the shadow boxing?
What would you do, Stevie?
I feel like we're going to get a King Kong ain't got it on me, chat.
Aretha, what would you do?
Oh, Aretha in the mix with the idols there, chat. I guess in terms of people pulling up to defend him in a kidnapping, he had what was it? I forget everybody he just named there. James Brown, for sure. But Aretha as well too would be a fun one to have pull up just in a crew to help solve stuff. So second half about to get underway, chat, as the teams take the field. The Chiefs did get the ball to start the game, if I remember correctly, and that's when they did have that crazy Xavier Worthy possession. So we'll see if Xavier Worthy is going to be going in the second half here, or if he is just out for this game in general. Again, he was only questionable in the beginning part of the first quarter, but I don't know if that was just to keep people guessing as well. But Chargers starting with the ball could be a little tough for Kansas City as well too. Again, they are about one more possession away from really getting more comfortable in this game. So they do kick off, and the Chargers have a chance to extend the lead here a little bit, chat. Butker probably going to go back to the end zone. No, not quite. Return is going to be brought out just almost to the 30. So at this point, it is, worse than a touchback. I think almost just take the touchback every time at this point, chat. There's no reason not to. I don't know if it's, still just the odds of what happens if you score. And at some point, it's kick returning is fun as well, too. I mean, it's always fun in Madden. It's not necessarily, I guess there are times when it's like, could I just run 7 kick returns back in a row, just 7 plays in a row that are kick returns? I just want to keep seeing if I can get this play to go. But it is just it's a fun aspect of the game too for somebody to keep trying to score at. But at this point, you just go out so far that it doesn't really seem beneficial to even try anything else. Handoff early on first down, stopped right away. The Chiefs were ready for the run. We'll see. Herbert was definitely unleashed in that first half. His stats were really great. I mean, numbers-wise, he outplayed Mahomes for sure. Definitely a little bit more accurate, like we were saying. But but still a close game. And if the third quarter, fourth quarter go a different direction here, it wouldn't really, ultimately, what would it mean? So did he agree to pay the money, chat? Hey, yo. So maybe ASAP Rocky's got a little bit more of a plan in motion than just turning the money over, which maybe would be, of course, a greater scheme as well, too, because you're getting that much money and he's willing to pay it, then it would seem like, that'd be a great win. Unless it would be the cops, like, messing it up at the drop at some point. So everybody is out of the room, and Jeffrey Wright is being thankful right now. He's praying that, being thankful that his son is, that the guy is willing to give up the money for his kid. Again, nobody's around, but he's in the house. So maybe he knows he's being watched. He's still doing the bit at this point, doing the prayer. But Jeffrey Wright, chat, sketchy. That's our hot take. Our hot take guess Jeffrey Wright, twisted in this movie. We'll see. Imagine, chat, his own son. What is this? What is this? Man on Fire again? Imagine Spike Lee's like a Man on Fire-ish remake. That would be kind of fun though. Denzel a little bit older. ASAP Rocky, I guess different kind of. Is ASAP Rocky the lawyer at this point, or he'd be one of the mobster guys that was in cahoots with the dad guy? So hey yo, if you haven't seen Man on Fire yet, you don't know what we're talking about. So no spoilers. Don't worry about it. But okay, wait a second. I guess who knows if you're watching the highest to lowest along with us, chat. Again, reminders. We do have highest to lowest on in the background on one TV, and we have Chiefs Chargers, the Sao Paulo game on the other TV. So both TVs fired up, going right now, chat, in full swing with new Denzel and new Pat Mahomes. It is what it is. New Andy Reid, new Spike Lee. But the kid is still alive, chat. There he is. He's looking kind of alive, though he is, of course, tied up. And do they have him in a bathtub somewhere? I don't know if there's any water in it. But still, obviously not an ideal situation. So that was definitely, of course, some basement type stuff, chat. Uh-oh, he's kissing the ground. Are we going to get a pan down through the floor to see his son just in the basement trapped right under him? It's like, okay, hey, yo, he's just there the whole time. It's like a little horror movie type stuff. So there's the Swiss francs. A nice, compact 35 pounds, chat. Just, one Chet Holmgren dumbbell, and you can get all the money that you need for the rest of your life in Swiss francs. So maybe that's why the kid was more willing to give it up. He's like, hey, Dad, it's only, 35 pounds. It's not even as much as American money. It can't be the same. So here we go, chat. The call is in motion. We've got the police wiretapping. We've got everybody listening. I mean, this just looks like the police from, the last 25 years of, not even 25, the last 50 years of movies, I guess, at this point, with the standard operating procedures, for just the movie operating procedures for these type of scenarios. So instructions are pretty clean so far. You don't know if he's going to turn on him again, but at least he's not going like, well, I didn't expect you to get the money that soon, but in the meantime, go do this sort of side mission type thing. It feels like whatever side mission they go on would be one that would be a viable option at this point. In ASAP Rocky, it is an interesting part where, the rapper doing not necessarily voice work, but it is still a lot of his voice, not necessarily him up until maybe later in the movie. We'll have to see if we get a big face reveal, sort of him actually acting on screen type scenes. But for now, again, he is just mainly just the phone calls and the voice exchanges and those type of stuff. So it is a interesting way for him to give that performance, because there is a subtlety that you kind of have to have in those type of moments, but you still have to be giving a dynamic enough performance from voice actor spot, of course, to stand out and be good in that role. But counted up, chat, 17.5. Hey, yo, the cops are like, in one hand, you love to have $17.5 million francs. In the other hand, not necessarily, want to be given up like that. So they've got the Jordan backpack. Is that what he demanded? And they've got a tracer in the backpack? Oh, chat, I don't know if that's what you want. It feels like the tech in this is a little primitive. There's not a tracer there's not a smaller little AirTag situation they can put in there or work something into a lining of a backpack type ordeal. Lining of a backpack would be kind of tucked away. Nobody would be necessarily looking for that if it was in the right kind of, wouldn't feel it from the outside. Ayo, pause. Type ordeal. Oh, Jawan Taylor, another holding call, chat. Ayo, don't forget about the Sao Paulo game. Chiefs have the ball. Chargers, I guess, a short possession to start the half. But here, did they get a turnover? Were we not paying attention? Hey, yo, what happened? That was quick. I guess it is 13. No, just 3 and out. 3 plays, 1 yard, a minute and a half, probably a couple 2 incompletions, I guess, by Herbert. So clock not necessarily moving like crazy on that last drive. So the Chiefs just immediately get a chance to start that second half with, and really, again, that third quarter combo, like we thought maybe the Chargers could do a sort of first half, second half ordeal, get the ball in both. But the Chiefs do score on their last possession of the first half. And if they go out and score on their first possession of the second half, then it is kind of the same. And there, Mahomes sprinting out across the field, back across his body, chat. He finds Smith-Schuster open and gets the dump off. 13 for 22, 112. So, again, a little bit more erratic, but you see some of the yardage and stuff is starting to move up there in the Herbert range. Hey, yo. But in the good game territory as well, too. Pacheco takes it forward with the run. It's going to be second down, and, just between, again, the course of 3 downs, but the first, second, third, it's like, stopping Kansas City for the course of a regular season and for a playoffs just does seem still like a crazy task. Mahomes can he pick up 2 yards in 2 plays if they need it? It would still seem like Mahomes would be one of your best bets in the league. So I don't know if we have to count him out yet, chat. Steps back, fires. He's got Hollywood Brown finally. Was that like a little rub route on the outside there? Some kind of little screen exchange situation? Definitely good separation for Hollywood Brown. But ended up in almost a backpedal? Yeah, chat. Hey, yo, was that Kelsey the tight end just clearing out for Hollywood Brown? It was one of the tight ends, but I think it was actually Kelsey. So 1st and 10, the chains keep moving. They go to midfield. The field goal makes it 9-13, so they would still need a touchdown after this as well. Smith-Schuster underneath. I just assumed short pass, it's Travis Kelce. You still got to get him some fantasy stats as well, too. I mean, can the man get married in the year that he has like 500 yards? I don't know if that works, chat. I feel like you got to get to 850 on your wedding year. Hey, yo, 850 and 8, maybe 707 for good luck. I don't know how you do it, but pause. Hey, yo. But, oh, chat, Denzel's being trailed by the police. I mean, like they're trying to follow him, see what's going on, to keep an eye on him. I mean, you'd want the protection still in some degree, and maybe it makes you feel a little bit safer. But still, the way they're going to tail him is definitely going to be sus. They're going to be following him all the way around and in places that, again, it's like, okay, these people probably wouldn't be just following this guy randomly down this path in this direction or in this area in this direction or on this train in this direction. But also, like we're saying, it just opens you up for the ability to be more sus in these type of ways, and the other guys themselves for being suspicious and getting stuff started up a little bit. So there is some henchmen that they cross paths with there, have a little stare down with. It doesn't look like anything happens in the train to start, but maybe, or, you know, the situation there, but maybe, who knows if that is something that happens a little bit later as well, too. So we've got Jeffrey Wright going to a separate location. Denzel with the backpack going to another. And again, talking about the pace, chat, this isn't necessarily the beats of a standard kidnapping movie. I think there was a little bit of a stereotype. And I guess I don't know what we were thinking for ransom movies, but I think you kind of figure out how it goes in the process of, like, I have to get this person back. So we may still, again, have that sort of uncover moment throughout the film, but them kind of getting into the money and the reveal of the kids and all that stuff, like, you know, it's a good, nice flow, keeping you mixed up with the pace so far at this point. Oh, chat, and the police are firing up their sirens. Oh, so I guess they're not in the train. You know, the people in the train are gonna be the ones you're worried about, but maybe unnecessarily police presence. Like, the guy's gonna have eye in the sky, and maybe he's gonna be watching, you would assume. And just if there's gonna be police headed in that direction, sirens on, people are getting people to notice that he's gonna be alerted to the activity in the area. So we'll see what Jeffrey Wright's mission is, I guess, in this return mission as well. But 2nd and 8, Kansas City, with 9:20 to go in the third as well, and they are now on the 29-yard line at the point. Oh, chat, a Yankees chant. Oh, this Yankees fan is passionate, chat. And he does look like he would be a problem at a game if he got a couple too many drinks in him. And was there a Red Sox guy that got on the train? Maybe. This guy is really into it, chat. This guy might win a Heat Check award. Ayo, Dion Waiters for the Let's Go Yankees fan guy. That was a crazy 20-second guy just pounding his chest, yelling out about sports things type scene. So, I mean, one of those classic type scenes that we always get. 3rd and 1. The Chiefs' run game in the short yardage situations has actually been kind of go-to now over the last couple of drives, and they have been able to stay on the field in 3rd, 4th down, picking up those short yardage plays. Though there is a flag now that is probably going to end up pushing them back here. We'll see. Uh-oh, the camera's on Tart, chat. That's not good. Is it on a Charger? Is it on the defense? 15 more yards? Where's our ref at, chat? Oh, Kelsey now gets the camera time. Maybe it's a debate. They have to talk about it. They are not sure. Oh, after the play, Tart definitely took a swing at Kelsey there a little bit, but Kelsey did have a one after the whistle type shove, but the personal foul is definitely going to go on Tart, chat. They called it on the non-Taylor Swift boyfriend. That's for sure. That's why Kelsey got away with that penalty, chat, because he's engaged to Taylor Swift. If Tart was engaged to Taylor Swift, he could swing on anybody. But unfortunately, he just needs to, I guess, go meet some pop stars in the, you know, just in LA. I guess he's in LA. He's in the perfect spot for it. So he could get out and see what's going on. But we do have a little Puerto Rico celebration thing going on here. The train, I guess we're still going. So Denzel in his backpack and old school clothes, his street clothes, is definitely the undercover vibe as well. And I didn't know if he was kind of in that get up in the poster because it was supposed to be him dressed like an artist, but again, he's like just in the music world and music exec and just kind of doing its own thing, or if it meant something for the character as well too. But it may have a little bit of meaning. Oh, chat, what a clean transition. Hey, yo, do we have to rank handoff scenes in movies? That's pretty good. The drop into the pass, the bag a couple of times. I mean, you know, it's a little out in the open, but you got anytime you got a parade, any type of, I guess, parade situation is usually a good time to distract what's going on. So they do have the sun, chat. Hey, yo. Okay. Oh, it fell, chat. Oh, I thought that was part of the exchange. He had to drop it in that certain point. Okay, so the bag fell. And do they have the bag? And okay, chat, this guy's still keeping the Yankees chant going at this point. I think this guy literally is just a crazy Yankees fan. He has the eyes of like he might turn and be on the bad guy's side. And they had the son in handcuffs there for a second, like they were about to hand him off in the exchange, chat. Oh, wait a second. What just happened? Does Mahomes score on the next player? Were we not paying attention? Did he just score? Oh, chat. Chiefs about to tie this one up. Just tied this one up. We'll have to catch up here on the live stream. Sling TV right now is in, or Sling TV. Ayo, YouTube. Whoa, not to get sued, but it's just what we have. It's habit. But yeah, it's in a commercial break right now, so we'll have to see if I was locked in on the handoff scene there, and not paying attention to the play before. But are they moving the sun now? Hey, yo. So Denzel's got to track down the money. Oh, chat, he dropped 17.5 in francs. That is tough. I don't know why he was trying to change cars there as well too, but that's a lot of money. And again, because of the weight of the francs, it is a lot of just cash value that is in that bag. So I feel like a typical backpack of, like, you would never have, I guess unless it was, but like in gold, that might be like a lot of gold. It'd be kind of heavy. So I feel like more so for backpacks, you're talking the thousands, the tens of thousands. You'll find like a 10,000, a 25, maybe even a $50,000 in a backpack. I feel like probably $100,000 in a backpack, U.S. cash, is probably about as much as you can do. I don't even know what the weight of that would be if we start doing the real numbers here. At this point, chat, all the Yankees jerseys are crazy. Spike is having a New York fest as they hand this backpack off in multiple spots. And I think they did end up getting the money, chat. Yeah, they did throw the GPS signal off. I mean, you knew that was going to happen. These cops, chat, hey, yo, this is some low-level, stereotypical, not going to go your way operation. GPS in the bag doesn't work. They're suspecting it. They're going to, I mean, you literally just unzip the bag and just look in and see if there's a GPS and you take it out. I mean, again, did they have it strapped in like a dye pack or something? I feel like you have to be a little bit more creative with working it into the concept of the bag. And then really at the end of the day, you could always transfer the bag as well too. You could probably have some type of carrier to hold it in to maybe close off the signal. And I don't know if is every person that they're switching this off to a different guy? I'm assuming that's what we're led to believe, and this is, you know, a sizable operation. But it could be like 3 different guys, and they're just moving around and zipping around the city and passing it off to each other and playing keep away. And the, you know, the look-alike nature of the guys and the sort of generic blending in effect is keeping them on the run. But the cops got him, chat. They get him off the scooter, chat. He's on foot running. Is he in Tim's? He's running with Tim's and a Jordan backpack on. He may be a little bit slower right now than the cops. To be honest, if you have to do a foot chase in Tim's, you're probably screwed at this point. The cop could just kind of take a little bit of a break and then catch up with him later, because he'll get to him before he gets to the street for the Super Bowl. I mean, he's going to have to really break those things in really quick before they start becoming you know, usable in a major way. Oh, down he goes, chat. The cops are in his way. Mayhem has got him. So maybe this is a false backpack. There is a chance that it's a false backpack. Who knows? It could be a hostage used to maybe distract him as well too. Oh, chat, it is a fake backpack. What was that? Tampons? Hey, yo, chat. And now Mayhem guy is really tearing it up from an acting standpoint. They said clear out, get in your car. This is your ISO scene. You're going to chase this guy. You're going to be really upset that you lost your GPS. So they distracted him with the fake backpack. Do they let the guy go? Do they keep him for questioning? Do you have to hold one of their own hostage? I don't know how that works. I feel like you have to just try to get any information that you can at this point. Oh, they still got him. Yeah, he's going to be going into custody at this point. But the GPS, can you reverse track the GPS and see where it started from, chat? I don't know if that's a possibility as well. So, is this the son, chat? Hey, yo. He's not looking in good shape. He's got the flags. He's on like a tire swing situation. Is that the... Okay, wait, so is this the kid they got? Yeah, because Kyle was the kid that was kidnapped instead, right? Because Trey was the son of the Denzel. So do they have both of the kids back? Or what's the scenario, Chad? Speaking of music, hey yo, what's the scenario? So Chiefs down 1. Chargers do have the ball back. We should mention 4th and 1. They do get it, going over the left tackle with Hampton. And is the guy gonna get a bunch of good publicity now that he gave up the money? Is he gonna try to spin this in his way, chat? I don't know what Spike Lee is trying to tell us here. This is an adaptation of something. Oh, and a Chiefs guy is down, chat. What happened? Who do we got? Oh, man, they just went straight to commercial. I don't know if we were not paying attention or if it was down bad, but it did look like it was a somber moment there. So we saw something tough in the last game, of course, with that injury on the first play, and then Jalen Carter, of course, getting ejected as well, too. But it did overshadow the fact that the Eagles player may have just tore his knee up and just been out for the entire year after that play. So for, the first couple of games, of course, you don't want to see the early injuries, but both those guys getting the maybe, that tough break is not what you want to see at all. So it does look like they have the kid back at this point, and he's going to try to identify the location by the song. He had never heard it before. Back it up. Back to the... Hey, yo, chat. I feel like we're going to panic on the spot. If they say the name of it, maybe we'll know it. But the way he's saying it right now, we're just not going to be able to be like, oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, chat, to be honest, he's given enough of the song that if it's a song that's been released, they should be able to Shazam it at this point. Again, they've already established it's 2025. Denzel did say that. So he should be at least attempt to Shazam. I think Jeffrey Wright should just pull out his phone at this point and be like, Kyle, Shazam, back it up. And I don't know if it's going to be an ASAP Rocky track from the soundtrack as well, too. We have been listening that, maybe it is that Trunk song track. Hey, yo, that back to the front, from the front to the... I don't even remember how it goes totally, but shout out to my fellows because we caught another felony. See, if he maybe remembered that bar, it would have been more definable. But maybe, unfortunately, he kind of was conscious during maybe an outro or sort of a vague ad-lib vocal part. Who knows? But you'd think the attempt to figure out a song would be a little bit more impressive. And who knows? Maybe you Shazam it. Turns out it's like a SoundCloud track or something. This guy is just like a really deep cut music fan. He's not necessarily... it's not going to give you information onto what. But I guess if it is a deep cut music fan, maybe if you can find who the listener base is for the guy, then you can track him that way, as well too. But Jeffrey Wright is starting to give good guy vibes again, as well too. So I don't know if that's the sign that maybe something is going on, as well. But I mean, the amount of magazines that Denzel's character was on, chat, back in the day. I mean, maybe one of the most highly just profiled music executives that we've had. Hey, yo, it's like him and Scooter Braun. I mean, who has won the most Grammys as a music executive? Let's see here. Most Grammys music exec. Has somebody won 50 like Denzel's character? Beyonce has now counted 32 total Grammy wins in her career. It was that at 2023, so she could make She got some more as well too. She got her album of the year as well too. So she has 35 Grammys, making her the most awarded artist in Grammy history. So for non-artist, who we can see if we can have a milestone here potentially for what that might be. Quincy Jones, I guess 28. Who knows if that's artist and non-artist as well. Oh, here we go. Most Grammys by producer. Quincy Jones with 28, chat. Whoa. So again, Denzel, was he helping people account for over 50 Grammy wins, or he won 50 Grammys by himself? We're going to say the man won 50 Grammys by himself. Jay-Z, most won by rapper. Most Grammys won by an engineer or mixer, 21, chat. So a little bit down from the movie number earlier as well. But the most by a group is 22, and then like we were saying, the most by the individuals are in the 30s as well. So they still have the ability to, do a okay draw for sure. But I don't know if it's quite the same. It wasn't like 16, 18 type range. But do the Chargers... Oh, the Chargers get a big first down. I was going to say maybe the Chiefs got to stop there. Nope, chat. Connor once again in the mix for the Chiefs on the wrong side of the play. Herbert. Oh, is that to Johnson? Oh, it's McConkey going over the middle of the field in the area that Johnson cleans... Hey, pause. Draws out with the vertical threat as well too. So again, that's just using him on the field in a wise way. Maybe he's not always the most reliable guy, but you can get him in this creative weapon type stuff, and then you could use his speed and vertical threats to make life easier for the rest of the receivers as well too. Now like we're saying, Lat McConkey has just a more easier time with his receiving game because of what he's able to provide. Najee Harris in the game, chat? Is that a first Najee Harris sighting? Oh, it might be the last. He's back out very quickly. Hampton is back in. And Denzel has got the gold headphones on as well. I feel like we need to point that out. I feel like if this movie was going to have a staple sort of item or something connected to it, that might be something that you could definitely take away from this movie. Those gold headphones are definitely pretty sick. And maybe Beats just makes those anyways as well. Maybe it's like a family and friends headphones. Like actually that Beats made. It's like modeled after that. Because of course, they have the families and friends sneaker shoes. I mean, they have player exclusives as well too. But, they have more limited editions than that. Where you can kind of, hook up the people that are in your circle. But the Beats, I'm sure all those companies do it with the products like that, and that would be the headphones, the family and friend headphone technology, Beat technology, could be kind of fun to have access to if you were in that space. But again, going right behind the left tackle, and is this Harris, chat? I do think Najee Harris could be fun in the Chargers offense, and he might be more a if they need him type guy, but... And again, Hampton's good as well, too. They invested in him as a rookie running back, so we expect him to have a good couple of years here for sure in L.A. But I just, Najee Harris's consistency with his 1,000-yard rushing ability each of the last couple of seasons, even when it's necessarily hasn't been great, he still has been able to find ways to, continue to stay productive. I think it is something that, how do you reward it? But if you could, chat, it's definitely something that we would try to. So... Herbert doesn't go the bootleg I thought he was going to. Once again to Johnson running across the back of the end zone. This time a little more tightly covered up front. No lunging attempt to get the separation. And he's not able to bring the pass. Ayo, Quentin Johnson. So we thought that maybe he'd solve his problems. But this time the touchdown is a no-go. And the defender is there. His hand is in the way for sure. Shout out Watson. It's definitely in the mix. But that is... a close call there for Kansas City, LA. So it'll be 4th and 3, 30 seconds left in the third. They'll basically have the fourth quarter to operate with here and try to run some clock, establish a possession lead, probably more so than a field goal as well. You're probably going to want to try to take it to the end zone this time, just because I guess, have they scored all field goals? No, they did score that one touchdown and then didn't take the two-pointer there. but all field goals would be a crazy move, chat. Hey, yo, shout out the Colts and Vinatieri and that old Ravens Colts playoff game that they went to the Super Bowls, and it was like 15-12, and both teams just kicked off field goals. But they have managed to get to the ball in the end zone, so can they do it again in this drive? Of course, kind of set the pace, or at least work some clock and limit the amount of possessions that are going to be left in the game, so you know that maybe Mahomes' ability to kind of find his way in the last couple of minutes of these types of moments is something that you can rely on as well too. So they're gonna have to go back to the kid at some point, and again, what's life after they get this kid back from the I mean, you know, shout out, everybody's probably rallying around each other. It's fun. It's like good times in that office. You know, we all were in it together. Pause. But the just overall of where we're gonna go is the Black Panther of the Bronx, chat. Was that a shout out to Black Panther and the Five Bloods at the same time? The double Chadwick shout out. So, oh, chat. So this is the ASAP Rocky song that we've been listening to a lot. Pack out the front, from the front to the back. Pack out, oh, so pack out the trunk, chat. Hey, yo. Call me crazy. But not the song, I guess, that he was bumped, that the kid was hearing as well, too. So maybe the song that the kid was hearing was a little bit more classical as well. Who says it was maybe ASAP Rocky? I guess the question is this ASAP Rocky, or is this another artist that is very similar and sounds like ASAP Rocky in this universe? Because, again, ASAP Rocky, the person, is already being used and cast in this movie as well, too. So is that something that is going to be, you know, in the way, is going to be a thing to ask. But I guess they just had to get him listening to that scene, or listen to that music in that scene, chat. Hey, yo, showing up to the hospital. Hey, yo, hopefully nothing is too crazy at this point. I feel like this is where maybe the things get twisty as well, too. And again, the way that this is a great, honestly, I just love the fact that this is not so much of what the trailer was as well, too, because trailers have just kind of become mini versions of the movie. Oh, and they're on 3rd and 3, chat. Herbert finds Keenan Allen in the back of the end zone. Touchdown Chargers, 32 seconds left in the third quarter. The trailers have become mini movies of the movies these days, and they reveal too much of the good scenes. You feel like you know kind of how the arc and the characters and everything that's going to play out at this point. Young Felon is the name of the artist, chat, of the song that they were listening to. Is that correct? Do we have to look this up? Because they do also make a Jake from State Farm reference as well in the trailer. So this could be a real life person that they're referencing here, maybe signing up to take the role. Let's see, Young Felon. No, Young Felon is nothing that pops up, but the ASAP Rocky song in the Highest to Lowest soundtrack is something that does pop up when we search Spotify. So maybe ASAP Rocky's character in this movie is Young Felon, which feels like anytime that there's a rapper name like that in a movie, somehow it's like kind of on the nose, too overtly like what a rapper name would be, but also kind of good as well too. I'm trying to think of, there's an example that I'm thinking of, and it's just not sticking in my mind right now, but that is definitely, Young Felon is pretty funny as well too, so that has to get its credit. And At Home is definitely a good spot to be in there. Okay, Goodell next to, is that Marlon Wayans? No, I think it's Marlon, a soccer player. I don't know if he's trying to recruit him to the NFL, but kickoff Chargers, 1 possession game as the Chiefs take the possession at about the 31-yard line. Somehow, you know, always keeping it not too negative on the special teams is always a good thing. Jeffrey Wright is now receiving the instructions, chat. No longer Denzel. Are things out of his control? I mean, you know, the man owes a couple favors at this point. But this is them now in the discovery, the hunt down phase maybe wherever they're tracking these people to next. So this is where they bring the Jake from State Farm Insurance piece, chat, aka the, what does he say? He's got the 4-pounder in the lap. Let's not try anything funny. I love that Denzel just keeps shadow boxing throughout this movie too. Is that a character choice that he makes, or is that something that Spike Lee? Is that from the original? And it's like, oh, he needs to keep the essence of the original character. He's always shadow boxing in between when he gets nervous in between these scenes. But Denzel's like, no, this music executive is definitely trying to just be a fighter all the time as well too. So we're going to Yankee Stadium, chat. You love it. It's like the town. Oh, wait a second. We were just driving by Yankee Stadium, maybe. Third quarter goes to a close in the Sao Paulo game. Oh, chat. Here we go. Insurance. This is the Jake from State Farm. There it is, chat. One of the great trailer lines. Gotta laugh, I think. And was that line in a trailer in a theater, or did it just get a laugh from me when I saw it on YouTube? I don't remember. But I don't know if I've been in the theaters recently enough to see this trailer like that. But yeah, chat, we've got the fourth quarter of the Sao Paulo game up next, and the ending of Highest to Lowest, Denzel and Spike Lee's newest joint on Apple TV. So don't go anywhere. We've got a quick break, and we've got the conclusion of some action-packed Friday night entertainment on in the background, and it has not disappointed, chat. Our star players are living up so far, and we will see how these stories conclude right after this. Hey, yo, Chad, we can't get it right. Mahomes has got us too excited. We're stumbling around. Hey, yo, Chad, that's embarrassing. Can we cut that out? That's crazy. Hey, yo, Mahomes gets the crazy pass on, was that third down, fourth down? I think they ran the red line on the replay for the line of scrimmage. So it looked like fourth down there. But with the crazy flip flying through the air, Super Bowl-esque pass, but really only about 5 yards, still gets him first down, was about to say that I think Mahomes' career, and we're still, of course, watching highs to lows as well, too, in the background, as Denzel and Jeffrey Wright knock on this door. This could be interesting. We'll see what goes down here. But, yeah, like we were saying, Mahomes' career has an interesting way to be, like, I was going to say both sides of, like, the you had to be there to see it type of side. And of course the apartment number is A24, chat. You love the little shout out there, pretty overt. But the of course initial part of Mahomes' career was that you had to be there to see it because it was just so high level athleticism, craziness that we've never seen. The passes that he's making is just, again, some of the one of one stuff in NFL history. But now he, again, has like moved into this second clutchness, fourth quarter, kind of crafty, and he can still make a play like that every now and then that he just made as well, too. But up until then, he had 140 yards in the game, and it just wasn't quite, again, the same consistent Mahomes down the field explosiveness type plays. So then the just kind of crafty guy turns it on in the fourth quarter, and you just had to be there to see it because he could get the job done. So it's the highlight version of it and the crafty version of it, and again, the scope of the career is part of the reason that it could be one of the great careers, if not already one of the great careers as well too that we've seen. Oh, he gets Kelsey on the run, chat. The miscommunication, walks into the end zone, touchdown early on. Is he gonna do that celebration after the vows? Hey, yo, chat. Is this the last year he can celebrate this type of stuff? You're gonna be a married man after this. This is crazy. Taylor Swift's husband can't be dancing around in the end zone like that. That's crazy, chat. Because the Chargers defense definitely left him open there. I don't know if they just kind of, they shifted down to the running back. And then Kelsey sneaking out behind. Of course, not the same guy, so maybe the ability to forget about him is definitely there, chat. He's that type of guy now. He's just, oh yeah, Travis Kelsey. I forgot about Travis Kelsey. Going for 2 to tie the game. Of course, 19-20 doesn't really give you much at this point. Play clock is running down, though. So Mahomes batted at the line of scrimmage. Of course, down 2, chat. They're going to need the field goal at the end of the game to win this game. Mahomes is going to still need the crazy drive to try to get this one out. Chargers, though, it doesn't mean the Chargers don't have a chance to do some closeout work here. A field goal is still a 5-point game. Not the most ideal, but a touchdown, even no extra point, already spotted the 2-point lead, does make it, I guess, a 2-point game if you miss the field goal. So it immediately make it an 8-point game if you made that extra point, a 9-point game. Now all of a sudden, the Chiefs are going to need to score. Not impossible in a fourth quarter, but you could start making a little sweat from the Chiefs fans earlier on. So stop 1 for Denzel and Jeffrey Wright at apartment 824 is not successful as well. So you get the sun back, you get the money back, chat. It would be a pretty, I would say, successful day, a pretty good way to avoid all of the kidnapping stuff. But I guess the idea of them searching the money back as well too, does that continue our suspicion that somebody else may be involved? Okay, Denzel going in on his own, chat. Do we get a Denzel has to fight some guy type scene here? I don't know. But done a lot of talking so far, done a lot of negotiating, and of course paying up at this point as well too. But is he gonna have to get a little feisty right now? Oh, chat, my dogs are hungry. The barking is intense. Of course, you just got to leave a little space in the hallway for them to scoot through. That is a pretty good tactic, entryway. It's like, okay, there is enough room there. If you commit, you can slide through and the dog won't get you, but it's going to be close. Dog is, going to bark up. He's not going to hurt Denzel. Hey, he just knows that he just knows he's going to bark at him a little bit. It's okay. So he does get past. We'll see if there is no henchman, chat, just pit bulls and stuff. That would be kind of a sick move in a way. Just a pit bull line chamber. If you had to kind of alternate back and forth along the wall to avoid. I mean, that would be, are you taking those pit bulls for walks? Are you timing it perfectly to put him down there when Denzel's walking through? Like, you see him coming, go get the pit bulls lined up. Like, obviously you don't want to keep him down there all the time. But maybe it just so happened that the dog was chained up in that moment. They're keeping good care of him, Chad. He's got good free. Maybe it's like set up to where it's more space with on the other end. If he goes, it looked like there was like a little area that he could go back into as well to kind of mess around. Oh, Chad, we're going to see. He's face to face with Young Felon now. They just said closed caption, Young Felon's on screen. ASAP Rocky, chat, making an appearance. There he is. He's at the studio. The studio guarded by pit bulls in a random place somewhere. So he did make the trek out. It does seem like ASAP, Young Felon is a very ASAP Rocky kind of type artist. There is a very psychedelic type vibe to the music that Young Felon is making. I don't necessarily know, what type of music Young Felon would have to make. But is Denzel gonna... What's he even... He just let that guy just got up? Didn't even fight him, chat? He just ran out? Hey, yo. Is he just tweaking? Or did he threaten him? What happened? So, now we get the scene, chat. Hey, yo. ASAP Rocky gets to act with the scene face to face, or, across from Denzel. What an opportunity, chat. I mean, I don't know. Is this one of the best rapper to actor scenes that we've had? To go back through Tupac's career, I guess him and Jim Belushi. But, I guess we have to remember the cast of all the... I guess, we have to be like him and Queen Latifah on any of the scenes. Or him and Omar Epps as well, too. But, again, an Oscar winner as well, too, is a pretty good chance to really show your acting chops. We have to go back and check the 50 Cent Terrence Howard scenes and Get Rich Die Trying and see what is going on there. But what is the negotiations here? Still arguing about the Swiss francs. Really, this movie is just Denzel doesn't want to pay to get somebody's kid back, Chad. He's like, 17.5's too much. Can we negotiate? Can we negotiate? Okay. Father troubles could be a problem, Chad. It is what it is. But 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 11 for the Chargers. Like we said, still a 2-point game. We have a chance to close it out here, Chad. Spags. Will he be in his bag? The Chiefs pressure. Chris Jones himself has been, at times, of course, dominant. I think Karlaftis has been good, too. And, the blitz is there, chat. The blitz is there. Spags' pressure makes Herbert definitely get the ball out early there. Pause. Johnson still able to make a catch. So do we have to go and look at Johnson's targets to catch, chats? It's like he's kind of actually making most of them, honestly. Did he have that one drop in the end zone? Do they have targets here on the ESPN box score? Or is it just receptions? I mean, if you're going to call out the quarterback for attempts, then you better have targets. Quentin Johnson, 4 for 6. Okay, that's not bad, chat. That's not bad. Let's see what we're actually working with from a numbers standpoint. What do the stats say? 3rd and 7, Keenan Allen. Clutch. Showing his big time moves. So he has improved, chat, each year. 56% his first year to 60% his second year. 91 targets, 55 catches. So imagine if he has he could have been 70 catches. Is he going to have 1,000? He could have been 70 catches, 1,000 yards last year for sure. And that would have been crazy. And he did have 8 touchdowns as well, too. So, I mean, he could have had, 3, 4 more touchdowns maybe in the mix there. Herbert out to the running back, Hampton up the sideline. And they haven't necessarily themselves gotten the big play offense as well. So maybe that is something we look for this season in general, because I do think Atlanta has a chance to be a little down the field explosive, of course, with Penix. Ooh, Jones on the sideline, Chad. Is he getting a breather, or is there a tweak that we don't know about as well? Oh, Chad, Denzel's calling him out. You're hollow on the inside. You're lonely on the inside. Not Chris Jones. ASAP Rocky, young felon in this scene. Highest to lowest. Chris Jones is, I mean, maybe as a pass rusher, he's hollow on, pause. He is, he's cold-blooded anyways, is the moral. Underneath, again, to who's number 9, chat? Who do we got in that role for the Chargers this year? Is that the Josh Palmer type player? Harris? Who's Harris, chat, for the Chargers? We've been biased enough for the Chiefs roster. At this point, we should double-check who the Chargers players are as well. Did I just click on the Chiefs again? I literally may have. Here, let me go back to the Chargers. Or it's just not registering. That time, we definitely did click on the Chargers. So that's not on us. Yeah, chat, we're going to have to refresh the page. Hey, yo, it is what it is. Oh, do we still have Wi-Fi? Oh, okay. I think we're good to go. I thought we just lost it there for a second. Shout out to PFF for making us nervous. Just literally taking us out of the game and the movie, chat. We've got too much to watch for PFF to not load. Hey, yo, why is PFF not loading? Oh, yeah. You've got every TV on in the house. But let's see here. Harris. We've got Trey Harris. Rookie receiver out of Ole Miss. Okay. 6'3", 210. Okay. Getting some early reps in. 23 for 32, 277 and 2 for Herbert. Is a crazy start, but on 2nd and 1, the Chiefs run defense right up the middle. Tough stop. Once again, it has really been more so. I mean, again, Chris Jones in the play that time as well, too. So you got to get him in the short yardage plays to make sure that they are safe. Oh, chat, ASAP Rocky just fired through the windshield. Is Jeffrey Wright okay? Oh, he might have just got, chat. I think he got shot a little bit, but I don't know if it's lethal. Enough to continue to... Oh, glass in his eye, chat. Uh-oh. That's not good. Uh-oh. Denzel's going to have to chase him down himself. Jeffrey Wright's down for the count. I don't know if the panic is making it worse as well. I don't know if rubbing your eye with glass in it's probably the move. But if Denzel chases down ASAP Rocky at this age, is that really say something about young fella in chat? And maybe that says something about Tim's as well, too. Spike Lee, the only way Denzel can keep up with these guys is they wear Tim's. It is what it is. But he's still able to jump over the entrance rail to the train station. And Denzel even has time to take a breather, and ASAP, he still catches ground on ASAP Rocky. It is what it is. Make no mistake, Denzel's in just kind of a light jog at this point. I don't even know if he's going to break a sweat with the pace he's going, but he does have a gun, so he just needs to get into shooting range. And at the end of the day, maybe he knows he's going to be stopped by being at the top of the train station as well, too. So it doesn't look like anybody is going to exit the train in a major way. There's not going to be that John Wick stalling out train station shootout. Just a solo one-on-one in the train station. Young felon jumps on the train, chat. Oh, psych, he jukes him out. Somebody sign young felon. ASAP Rocky, he can rap, he can act, he can juke. He can do anything, chat. Hey, yo. He can sneak in right before the doors close. Denzel, can he get in time, chat? Pry the doors open. Of course he can. He's a hero, chat. I feel like... So Jeffrey Wright, nobody's died yet, but Jeffrey Wright did get a little glass in his eye. They could just say corny, that could be cornea scratch and maybe eyelid cut. Who knows? At the end of the day, just pain. But just pain. Hey, yo, chat. But nobody's been taken out yet. So Denzel, there is a good chance that he will live in this movie, though there is an R rating. And Denzel, not known to die in a movie or two. Not rare to see Denzel not make it out. But Chargers do get in the end zone, Chad. 27-28 in a good drive, 5 minutes left. That's a real backbreaker for the Chiefs there. Hey, yo, it's Quentin Johnson again. Quentin Johnson, the player of the game. He might be throwing people off with the training camp videos. Maybe this was like a bit. They were like, okay, Quentin Johnson, you're going to drop a pass now. We're going to film it. We're going to pretend. Were the Chargers leaking the Quentin Johnson drops on purpose to distract everybody? Uh-oh, ASAP Rocky might have gotten away, chat. Denzel can't find him. Oh, he's on top of the train. He's a risky boy, chat. Is he going to try to dismount on the bridge? We've got another basketball scene. They're shooting basketball on a bridge as the train passes through. The basketball hoop is mounted up on a gate. So shout out to Spike Lee. He just said, I'm going to make sure to put basketball hoops and basketballs in every scene possible. This is literally, a dream movie for us. So no, he doesn't try to get up there. Train maybe moving a little too fast. We've got him instead avoiding the tunnel. Oh, chat, what a move. Gets Denzel from behind. Denzel with the elbow. Khabib, chat. He's been watching Khabib. That was a slick elbow. And the shadow boxing, I guess, pays off because the punches are in good form. They do seem effective, and I'm not going to lie, he does get ASAP Rocky down pretty quickly. And now all of a sudden, ASAP Rocky's just like, hey, leave me alone, man. It's like, hey, brother, you were the one that jumped Denzel from behind the train, You can't necessarily just halfway through the fight give up the fight. I know the train location is a little bit risky, and you're getting thrown around by Denzel. Denzel still got it. The equalizer, chat. You can't take down 3 equalizers. The music exec and multiple hardware store murders is brutal. Oh, man, ASAP Rocky is getting taken out, chat. Unconscious? Denzel's going to leave him unconscious? Or is this another move to let Denzel get a couple steps ahead? No, Denzel just won the fight. Did he get the Franks back? Whoa, chat. Denzel. What a move. 24 minutes left, chat. There has to be one more twist. What's going on? So it was in the apartment, actually. In 824. Was there any way the kids set this up as they were working with the music person? And again, I guess we were worried about Denzel making it out alive. ASAP Rocky, hopefully he wakes up and not a risky sleeper going to roll over and while he's sleeping and unconscious on the train. But oh, chat, Jeffrey Wright with the eye patch. Oh, chat. Hey, yo. At least again he makes it out. Denzel, it's like, are we going to have a whole action thriller and not have one little injury? So eye patch, I think, is pretty manageable for a good rewatchable movie. 4:57 left in the fourth quarter, chat. Chiefs down 8. Chiefs down 9, sorry. With that extra point, like we were saying. So, 2-score game is looking tough. And LeBron branding shirt, chat. So we've had Jordan Brand and LeBron Brand both in the movie. Spike Lee with the Jordan Brand backpack with the LeBron Brand t-shirt. So paying homage to both GOATs. Hey, yo. Not making a statement. Maybe the Jordan Brand as a more prominent feature as the backpack. And, Denzel has the backpack. The kid has the LeBron logo on the shirt. So it does make sense as well, too. So checking the Billboard charts as well. I don't know if kids these days are necessarily checking the charts as well too, but we are, chat. We're nerds about stats and numbers like that, so we'll check to see where the songs are at. Is Young Felon got any songs in the Rap Caviar playlist? Can we get a couple of Young Felon songs on Spotify? That'd be a good way to promote the page. A little fake Young Felon Spotify page could be pretty fun. So Jeffrey Wright does seem like they are good friends, chat. Just a couple of buddies, a little buddy cop kind of duo. Denzel, one more little shadow boxing for the road right before they leave. So chat, maybe there is no twist, or is this has to be it right here? Jeffrey Wright tells him what's going on. Free young felon. Oh, chat. I thought they were saying free young thug there for a second. I was like, whoa, what's going on? This movie was really got some more recent scenes in it than we thought. So Jeffrey Wright with the the little smile. Again, maybe we missed some of the Jeffrey Wright young felon plot points to see what their connection could be as well too. We'll go back and read the plot here to make sure we got everything as well too. I feel like reading. Is there a book version? I guess there was a book, so we read the closed caption. We should have just read the books instead. It is what it is, chat. It's 2025. I'd rather read closed. If you put the closed captioning on pages and told me, hey, this is a book of closed captions for highest to lowest, I wonder if I'd be more intrigued than a book. I don't think so. I'd still probably rather read the young caption or the young captions. Hey, yo, young caption is the rapper in highest to lowest, highest to lowest to, highest still lowest, highest to lower. I don't even know, but the captions still a little bit more entertaining on TV screen. Can't quite figure out why. But Mahomes dragged down from behind again, chat. Hey, yo. The Chargers defense has not let him outside the pocket a couple of times. Though, again, some of the throws were definitely there as we got on. They just haven't necessarily been able to pick up chunk plays and move the offense in a big way. So the drives are just taking a while, and are they able to put up points just overall over the course of the game, just because of the amount of drives, is a little bit of a question as well too. So we get the ASAP Rocky Young Felon music video at the end, chat. The song that was released as a single. ASAP Rocky finally releasing music, chat, once again. Or is Denzel Washington gonna like take on Young Felon as an artist now on his label? Is this Grammy number 51, chat? Young Felon? I mean, this is a hit. Make no mistake. It's been a hit in our Spotify playlist, that's for sure. And I really love the way they used it in the trailer as well, too. So it was just fun to kind of listen to it and get hyped up for the movie, for sure. But shout out, he gets the record deal. I mean, if the executive is going to kick you unconscious in the middle of a subway train, you probably got to... Who would have thought Denzel, kind of like a Suge Knight, Dr. Dre combo here with the gangster technology, but the gangster ability, but the Grammy wins. I guess, with Pac and some of the stuff, like there was still a award show presence as well too. The Above the Rim soundtrack, like Suge Knight was still getting his awards, but he was a full Suge Knight type? I don't know, or was that just a fake scene? Who knows? Now he's seeing him in jail, but trying to still get a contract, a lucrative deal. I mean, chat, it was a hit. Just sign him. Get the single on the label and make some money real quick while the song is popping on TikTok, and then drop Young Felon after that. What do you have to do, chat? You're a ruthless music executive. Play the game. Bring him in. Get the 360 deal, and just own his life. You know how to do this, Denzel. This is a simple playbook in 2025. So, but I mean, was Mahomes' deal kind of a record deal or not? I mean, when he signed it, it was definitely one of those things that was like, it's team friendly, but it's flexible enough where it seems like it's also Mahomes friendly as well too. And he's still been obviously one of the highest paid guys, even if he's not just the top highest paid guy. This seems to be the first year or two where it really starts to go a different direction. And chat, the Sao Paulo camera people apparently are just shocked by the Mahomes plays, because completely losing Hollywood Brown after that reception, just the zoom out attempt. I don't know what happened. The camera totally sit there. But Mahomes, again, the strike downfield to Hollywood Brown. So a couple plays now in the second half where Mahomes has gotten out of the pocket and hit a big play. Brown 10 for 100 now on the game is overall in that stats range, a wide receiver one that you would like. But another batted pass, chat. It's just a little erratic in this game. I don't know what we go track what the completion percentage here at this point. 24 for 37. I guess we got 24 for 33 for Herbert. 3 touchdowns, though, obviously, is a little bit of difference. 300 yards. Mahomes, 258 in 1 touchdown, though he does have the other rushing touchdown as well, too, added on top of that. And, again, just him being their leading rusher is a concern. I know, Herbert, 3 carries. Hampton at 14 is kind of crazy. And who else was there, a running back? They had Harrison. I felt like there was somebody else that was maybe in the mix in the training camp there. And off the mark to Kelsey. Oh, chat. Kelsey over the middle of the field would at least got right down on the goal line for 3rd and goal there and made that very gettable. So, using Hollywood Brown to draw defender away, or not, I look like that's kind of what they were going to do there at the snap. But more so, Kelsey just kind of that easy little work his way into the middle route. And just miscommunication, I guess, between Kelsey and Mahomes. Is that more the LeBron-esque, like, hey, the guy, I'm just going to blame it on the other guy, it is what it is. And the quick pass on 3rd and goal out to the edge, that didn't seem like a real play, Chad. Hey, yo, were they just going for the field goal there? I'm not sure what was happening. That wasn't really a real jump ball attempt. I don't even know who the jump ball receiver was there. Number 89. Oh, that was Brownlee. So Brownlee, I guess, has played some snaps, hasn't gotten any targets. Hollywood Brown has been the only major stats guy so far as well, outside of that time that we said that, again, Thornton was able to get the play down the field. So all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, 2:34. This is classic run this down to the wire KC to start the season, chat. Holy cow. I mean, they could get the ball with 55 seconds left, and again, their ability to move the ball down the field quickly has been at a real minimum this year, and they would still need a touchdown more so than a field goal after only getting a field goal on this end of the drive. But that was a weird play, chat. I don't know, did Reed not want Mahomes throwing into the middle of the field there? Because not going to Kelsey even on a short yardage situation, or not trying to get Brown creating in like some kind of screen, running some behind some receivers. Oh, and ASAP Rocky, they always have to end the if there's a conversation between the one, on the other sides of the glass, the convict always has to end by yelling and being dragged off by the guards. It is what it is. So shout out to Spike for making sure to stay true to the rule book. But I guess we don't know if I don't know if I got the record deal there, because Mahomes was firing out of bounds and we were getting distracted. So it seems like Denzel wins, chat. Shout out. Who would have thought? I mean, light work, chat. Just a little kidnapping. ASAP Rocky. He's never been in a movie before. He's not gonna get Denzel. It is what it is. Is another Aretha reference. Shout out. So Barry White, Al Green, I mean, just mentioned in the Legends chat. It is what it is. But we've got at least one more scene left. Is he going to be talking to... Who is this? Oh, I guess this would be setting up probably something for the son's future. Maybe? Okay, chat, it's probably time to double-check the plot. Hey, yo, highest to lowest. It looked great. It seemed like it was, well, we saw everything, obviously, and got it the first time, but there was a game on in the background, and we didn't quite hear it. Okay, so David King is a New York City music mogul, considered to have the best ears in the business. Shout out. Founder of Stack and Hits Records. Love it. Having once sold his majority interest in the company, King intends to buy majority ownership to avert a buyout by a rival label. Okay, chat, so I guess we should say spoiler warning as well, too, I guess. Extra spoiler warning as we read this plot. To regain, and it's literally on the screen here, so here, we'll try to size it down as well, too, so it's not too far ahead. But to regain majority ownership, King offers to buy out one of his 2 partners' shares to raise the cash for the deal. He puts up most of his personal assets, including his Dumbo penthouse home and impressive collection of art by contemporary black artists as collateral. The day the deal goes through, King receives an anonymous call from a kidnapper demanding 17.5 million in Swiss 1,000 franc notes for the safe return of his son Trey. King immediately contacts the police and agrees with his wife Pam to pay the ransom, even though it risks the cash he needs for his business deal. I mean, of course, chat, you got to. It is what it is. But however, Trey is soon found safe as the kidnapper has mistakenly taken Kyle, Trey's best friend, and the son of King's driver and confidant, Paul Christopher. The kidnapper still demands the money in exchange for Kyle's life. Okay, wait, here we go, chat. Chargers back on the field, 1st and 10. Can they get the game-stealing first down? Oh, they get it on the first play, so they will be able to still run one more play and kill clock. But, you know, the Chiefs will be able to take a timeout right away, and we are on this side of the 2-minute warning. So that's the one play that I guess you can give up if you're the Chiefs fan. Karlaftis breaking in to get the quarterback. The tight end slips out and gets the big gain. But let's see. The kidnapper still demands, despite King's earlier willingness to pay his own son's ransom, he's reluctant to do the same for Kyle. Paul and Trey both plead with King to save Kyle. King's partner warns that failing to do so will hurt the company's image. After a long night of soul-searching, King agrees to pay the ransom. Following the kidnapper's instructions, King packs the money in an Air Jordan backpack, which the police mark with a GPS tracker, goes to Brooklyn's Borough Hall subway stop, and gets on the train. Near the stadium, the kidnapper calls King and orders him to go between the train cars. Then someone triggers the emergency brake. The train jerks to a halt and the bag falls between the cars through the ironwork of the elevated line to the street. An accomplice of the kidnapper riding a moped catches it, and the bag is subsequently handed off between the kidnapper's accomplices and moped several times as they try to escape through the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Oh, okay, so this was a parade that was going on along Fifth Ave in honor of the 3.2 million inhabitants of Puerto Rico and all the Puerto Rico birth and heritage people residing in U.S. mainland. Ayo, shout out to, of course, Carlito's Way as well, too. But while the police managed to catch the bagman, the money has already been removed. Kyle is released. So that was, when he did say the bag fell, that was part of the plan, I guess, was obviously pulling the brake and shaking the bag free, which is pretty cool. So shout out. Very creative there. But King's actions have made him a hero to the public. Several of songs by Stack and Hits Records are climbing the charts, and King's lenders for the 17.5 million say he must pay them back in 2 weeks, or they will begin seizing the collateral he used to secure the loan, as it would be considered fraud since the money was only agreed to be used for the buyout. Their reason is that King broke terms of the contract by using the money to pay for King's ransom instead of for purchasing shares of Stack and Hits. Kyle is unable to identify his kidnapper, but recalls hearing a distinctive hip-hop track while he is captive. King, listening to a playlist of demo tracks that Trey usually puts together for him to listen to, recognizes the song and realizes that the artist Young Felon must be the kidnapper. Oh, chat, what are the odds? The police dismiss this lead, so King and Paul, both armed, track down Young Felon's address themselves. King meets his wife and infant son. She tells him Felon is an ex-convict. I mean, kind of obvious with the name there, but an aspiring rapper, also obvious with the name, who idolizes King, believing he wants to sign Felon to his label. Felon's wife directs King to his recording studio where he confronts Felon. In an impromptu rap battle, Felon explains that he saw King as a father figure and resorted to the kidnapping plot after being ignored by him for years. A gunfight breaks out and Felon flees onto a nearby elevated subway train. King chases him onto the platform, finally catching Felon between the two cars and knocking him unconscious. David offers Paul a chance to be a part of the new label. Paul, who has injured his left eye in the gunfight with Felon, says it is time for him and his son to do something new. Young Felon has become the most streamed musical artist in the world. Whoa, taking a plea deal, accepting the 25-year prison sentence in return for King meeting him face to face. Whoa, that's a crazy deal. When they meet, Felon tries to convince King to sign him, saying they will both make a lot of money. King reveals that he's left stacking his record to create a new, smaller label and rejects Felon, who explodes in anger and disappointment. Back at their penthouse home, King, Pam, and Trey audition Sula, a young singer-songwriter discovered by Trey. Her performance of her song Highest to Lowest wows the Kings, who offer to sign her to their new label. Also, Trey is the talent scout, chat. I like it. It was a great, digestible, very well acted, and beautifully shot story as well too. So Spike and Denzel back at it again. Very easy watch. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine we're not gonna want to watch that again. Ayo, chat. Is that the right way to say that? The easier way to say it is we're gonna be firing that one up again. Ayo, shout out. So, Apple TV with a win. Denzel and Spike Lee. You can't really go wrong there. I guess the Chargers with a win, chat. 2 minutes left. What have we got here for a down and distance scenario as we were locked in on the plot there? Those paragraphs were very captivating. So, yeah, 1st and 10 on the 2-minute warning. The Chiefs offense, the Chiefs defense, I guess, which has definitely, of course, been known to make the big play when they need it, and in these clutch situations at the end of the game when the Chiefs offense just needs one more chance and they step up and finally get the stop. But the Chargers have moved the ball successfully here these last couple of plays, and I guess with just this amount of time left, I feel like honestly this might be, even at this point, too little too late for Kansas City. So again, 0-1 is a tough start, and they've got some brutal games against some teams that we might say are more, I was going to say actually good. The Chargers might be actually good this year as well too, but more confidently good than the Chargers, where again, they got Philly. I think they got Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston. Do they have Green Bay as well too? So are they going to win against all those teams? I guess here we can double check the rest of their schedule as well too. So some of those divisional games, might be those classic, maybe not easy wins in the past, but they still find a way to grind out those wins in a standard Chiefs way. And if Mahomes is more locked in earlier in the game than he was today, if he hits Thornton earlier, if he hits some of those passes, then maybe it's a different story. But yeah, chat, Chargers this week, Eagles next week, Giants the week after, then the Ravens, then the Jags, then the Lions and the Raiders, then the Commanders and the Bills, then their bye, then the Broncos and the Colts and the Cowboys and the Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. So to be honest, chat, hot take, they don't really play a bad quarterback this year. Of course, you've got the whatever Giant situation you get in week 3. Is Jackson Dart going to be starting his first game against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football? We'll have to see. Some of us maybe hope. But Trevor Lawrence, again, questionable as well, too. And then the Colts would be the only one, chat, shout out. We're making sure to give we're helping out our guy Sam. We're a nice, easy week in the middle of the season as well. And there is a little bit of, maybe they try to put a little bit of an easier game after a tough game in some spots as well. But you do have, you got the Giants between the Eagles and the Ravens. But still, Chargers, Eagles is just tough. Are they going to be 1-3, 2-3, 2-4, 3-3? Maybe they get the win over Commanders on Monday Night Football. That's still, I guess, 4-3 at that point. Are we right? No, they have their bye week. 4-4, 5-4. Split with Denver. Chat. It could be interesting. But at least the Chargers get the win now. Maybe they're more finding themselves getting into the wild card round later, I guess, because, again, you could imagine that are the Chargers the same team earlier on in the season? Are they going to get swept by the Chargers as well, too? So you get that lost matchup earlier out in the way, where at least you have, like we're saying, I guess the second half of the season does potentially get a little bit easier. You got the Colts. Again, are they going to get swept by the Broncos? And then the Titans are still a team that they could probably get a win over. And Raiders are a winnable team as well, too. But that was, Mahomes, I think, needing to play a little more consistent. snap to snap. The defense definitely, Herbert definitely was able to make the plays at the end of the game. And I guess that's sort of the thing as well, too, that we're waiting to emerge from him on that last drive. Just a couple of plays to let the clock run out and put the game away. 25 for 34, 318 and 3, 24 for 39, 258 and 1. And again, Mahomes still showed some of that Mahomes stuff. Still had maybe some individual high-level plays at the end of the day, some better highlights as well too. But Herbert was the better quarterback today, and they don't have rating or anything on this. Better running back again, Hampton, 1548 is not crazy. Johnston, 5 for 79 and 2 touchdowns. McConkey, 6 for 74. And Keenan Allen, 7 for 68. Conklin, 2 for 50. But those three receivers all getting a decent reception yardage workload. Like, they're all kind of being fed in fantasy there. And Keenan Allen and Johnston both got touchdowns. McConkey owners maybe a little disappointed. He was probably the highest drafted receiver of them all. But still good production. At least, you're not disappointed with that. What are we looking at? Like, 12 points, 13 points for McConkey is still not too bad. Hampton would have needed a touchdown to have a really nice game. He about a 5-point game is not crazy. Did we get a reception in there? Yeah, a couple. So 2 receptions, 6-7 points. Hey, hopefully he was in your flex or something like that. But speaking of which, chat, that reminds me. I feel like we should set a quick fantasy lineup before we go. This was something that I wanted to do on the Friday live streams. Did we do this last year? I feel like we might have. I feel like we may have messed around with the daily fantasy a little bit. So let's look at what our options are real quick for these contests. Do we have to log in, or can I look at it without logging in? Okay, wait a second, chat. Let me log in real quick. Oh, wrong one. Let me close down this web page and see if I can remember my password. Hopefully, I have just a normal password. I think I do. Is it one of those auto-generated passwords that's just crazy? I know there's like, well, I guess I'm not going to start talking about my accounts, but we all have those accounts with those auto-generated passwords. It's like, that just screws me every time. One of these days, I'm going to change it, and it just never happens. So, text authentication code really quick, chat. Let's see what's going on here before we log in. Because fortunately, oh, wait a second. Mistyped it. Fortunately for the sports book, we don't have to unveil any account stuff. Is it going to show how much money I have left in my account from last year? Is it more or less than $10, chat? Hey, yo. It is what it is. We'll have to see. And maybe is the fantasy balance different than the sports book? 873, chat. Can we get to 10? The object of the year will be to turn this 873 into $10 by the end of the year. Can we be up $2 and not even $2, $1.27 by the end of the year is the goal. Let's see here. We're looking for an NFL contest. We just want one of the Sunday, maybe Monday competitions. Do I have to remember how to even find these fantasy contests as well? Oh, wait, here we go. NFL free play. If we have a free play, you might just be seeing me sign up for one of these teams. $15 max entry. Do I have to pay to? I think I can set the lineup first without paying, right? Okay, $1 max entry is fine if we have to do it anyways. Okay, wait, pause. But I think we can set the lineup. Yeah, we can set the lineup. Okay, we're good to go. What's the budget on this one, chat? I guess what are the prizes anyways, but what do we got for... Okay, this is all prize money here. Enter new lineup. What do we got? Okay, $60K for the salary. Good. Oh, MVP. We've got an MVP spot. So, this is one of these crazy lineups where we're just picking flex guys. Nah, chat, we want a real fantasy lineup. Hey, yo, IT, can we just fast forward to the part where we find a right contest for us to play? Here we go. Full roster. We want all of the $250 entry, chat Hey, yo, what's the prize for this? Whoa, 1 million to first? Hey, yo, chat. Are we going to get tempted by the fantasies of the $1 million cash prize? That's crazy. 777 single entry. Why is it promoting us all the big spender ones? We don't have any money in our account to sign up for these. Hey, yo. It is what it is. Okay, here we go. $1 max entry. Let's see what we got here. Finally, chat, a real roster. So we've got, 60K in the mix here. Let's see for our quarterbacks. Daniel's the most expensive one. Let's see here. We want... Ooh, Stroud's a little bit cheap at 7,200 against the Rams. So the Rams defensive line could definitely sack him a couple of times. Maybe their receiving yards get a little bit lower than you would like. Fields against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's fantasy defense is not being highly ranked going into the season, at least in terms of, I guess, whatever this number is here. But again, the personnel is definitely there. Ooh, do we just take the Trevor Lawrence versus Carolina bet? That is definitely a favorable matchup defensively. Anthony Richardson versus Miami. Ayo, chat, when he gets subbed in. Or Brock Purdy versus San Francisco. I can't believe Brock Purdy is down this low. Whoa, Penix versus Atlanta is $6,700, chat. Drake May versus Vegas is $6,600. To be honest, we might have to go with this one. I would still think Vegas could win this game and Drake May could have a rushing touchdown and some good fantasy stats. And he's basically the cheapest quarterback on here. So that's kind of crazy. Running back, I feel like you want to spend on running back. To be honest, we go quarterback and then tight end next because we need to find value here at a more specific spot since we know we have to have, obviously, one tight end. Tyler Warren, 5,100 is not bad at this point. I don't know if it's worth saving a couple $100, though. We don't really know what the Colts quarterback position is going to look like. He is, though, in that lower tier. Freiermuth versus the Jets could seem a little scary, but that's not bad. We could just go Hunter Henry as well, too, and get the Pat stack in week 1 would be kind of crazy. Let's just go with our guy, Tyler Warren, chat, at 5,100 versus Miami. Maybe Daniel Jones just checks it down to him a couple times. But now we go defense as well, too. Let's do that one next, and then we can figure out our running backs and receivers after that. I just like to figure these ones out first before it's like, what do we have left to figure out our defense with? Like, let's just pick a defense that we like or see if we can, even get a good deal as well, too, first. Tennessee at Denver. Did we just pick the Raiders defense against Drake May? Maybe a little counterproductive. Giants defense at Washington would definitely be a swing in week 1 if we were going for value. The Jets defenses versus Pittsburgh is kind of a fun option as well. Maybe we go with just betting against a low-key offense. So the Arizona defense versus the Saints, you do have to spend 4,200 on them, but that would seem like an easy week 1 option to pick for, and you'd have a couple of good matchups down here as well. But I do like the Panthers, or I just like them. I don't know if I like the Panthers to have a good season, but I just like the Panthers. We like Bryce Young here on the pod, so I hate to pick the Jags defense in this spot, but they could potentially not give up a ton of points. So we'll play them as the defense as well, too. We've got a lot of bad teams, potentially. 3 non-playoff teams in our fantasy lineup week 1 is not great. But I tend to shop the bargains with this stuff, and maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe next week we just spend big on quarterback instead. But I feel like we're going to heavy spend on receiver. So we've got an average of $7,400 to play with at this point. We could see if one of the top dollar guys is looking really worth it. Bijan versus Atlanta, Jameer versus Green Bay, our guy Taylor versus Miami, of course, Achane versus Indy, McCaffrey, probably not, Josh Jacobs versus the Lions. Connor versus New Orleans is not bad, though, again, New Orleans' defensive unit themselves might be a decent team. Maybe they just lose kind of ugly games. Oh, Gene T versus New England, chat. Hey, yo, maybe we just really stack up on this Raiders-Pats game. I've kind of got that game. I really am interested in watching the Raiders this year, Chad. It is what it is. The Raiders are a mistress team for us. I don't know what to tell you. One of our AFC mistress teams is the Raiders. Do we also just do a quick mistress teams draft? Maybe that'll be Sunday. We'll lock in the list and just be like, okay, this is the teams that they're just kind of going to be, because it's not even, I guess, do you have the most fun watching? I guess the guys like Max Crosby and stuff, year to year, we are always enjoying watching Max Crosby. So that's going to be not a hot take. Oh, Harvey versus Denver, chat. Let's see where he's at on or Harvey versus Denver. Harvey, maybe for minutes. Harvey versus the Titans. The Titans do have a decent defense. The defensive line could be a little feisty this year. But if he's the starter, that could just be good value. We could see where he goes as well, too. Maybe we don't want to risk it just week 1. We could wait and see as well. They do have Dobbins in as the starter. So, yeah, that might just have to be wait and see with R.J. Harvey. There's Stevenson. There's Warren. Rico Dowdle on the Panthers. Where's Henderson at this point? Is he healthy? Let's see if we can find him in the mix. 4,700. And is he not the projected starter as well, too? We might have to get him just based on the dollar amount as well, too. That would open up for receivers. Oh, so Stevenson, I guess, is listed as the RB1 here on PFF. I don't know if they released an official depth chart. So that might also be just let's see how the running back room plays out for 1 week. But there is good value there, Chad. So do we take a swing? Do we go with our rookie running backs in week 1? Gene T and, well, we know Gene T, of course, is going to be the RB1. Maybe New England is a little bit feisty there. Who knows? But let's see if there's a receiver that jumps off the page. Amon-Ra versus Green Bay. Oh, chat, do we just have to go with Jamar versus Cleveland? I mean, we have a lot of money to spend, so we could just get the top dollar guy in the mix and call it an easy day. Brian Thomas versus Carolina. We're kind of eyeing that matchup. Mike Evans versus Atlanta. Drake London versus Tampa on the other side of it is not bad. At 7,000, chat, let's go with that. It's under our average we have available right now, so it does seem kind of cost effective. And the fact that we could have, a pretty good receiving core and G&T this early on feels pretty nice. Deebo Samuel, only $6,300. Judy, I guess opponent ranks Cincinnati, I guess. Second in fantasy receiver points last year for some reason. I know their defense is not labeled to be good. But Pittman's down here. Olave's down here. Ooh, chat, do we just go with Travis Hunter for the fun factor? Do we just say, screw it, Travis Hunter's a special player. Let's see Travis Hunter. Matthew Golden, 5,400. Let's see if he is an early Packers starter here as well, too. Is he going to get the minutes? They do have Wicks, Reed, and Dobbs listed all as week 1 starters. So, the rookies, they're going to have to, I guess, wait and see. Pearsall, 5,300. He is a starter, and I think Jennings is dealing with some injury stuff right now. So I know we did have Jennings as one of our fantasy sleeper guys going into the season. Yeah, he's still slated to be out there, and I still again have stock in him as well too. But let's see, his name was right here. What's the news on Jennings? What's the update here, chat? Friday says Jennings is good to go. He had a real good week. He's gotten better and better throughout the week. I'm excited to see him out there Sunday. Okay, good. So Jennings, unfortunately, limited in practice and stuff, but will be healthy. So we did have Jennings on our team for going into 2025 of fantasy values that we did like. So screw it, chat. I know that Seattle secondary can have some good players in it, but Jennings is a good value for sure. So let's just, go with our gut and take a swing. We should take at least one swing, of course, for the fun of it. Even though I don't know if I can fully recommend it as a safe option, though. Again, it does let you spend as well, too. We have 8,100 left in 2 spots. So our second flex could be really crazy. We could have 2 crazy running backs here. We could literally go, I guess, well, maybe not Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs, but Bijan and somebody else pretty good as well too. So Bijan and Ginty would feel like a pretty great RB1 and 2 lineup for week 1. This honestly feels like a week 1 cheat code, chat. I might actually be submitting this one. This is kind of crazy. FanDuel actually just DM'd me and said I'm not allowed to play. This lineup is going to win automatically. That's crazy, chat. So, and we haven't even gotten the rest of the team filled in yet at this point. We still got 2 roster spots out. So, it is what it is. Ooh, Kenneth Walker at San Francisco. We know that their defense really struggled last year. He could be healthy for week 1. I know their offensive line is pretty lowly rated, but I know, why are we even shopping value at this point? What do we want to spend all the money on the last player? I guess it's just what are the best deals that we like. $9,600 left. Is there anybody that is even $9,600 on the field? No, Jamar Chase is the only one that is $9,000 more. So there's really, I guess, no need to spend more money. The players that we like, or the players that we like. But you imagine the baseline for a good Gibbs game, while somebody else is going to get the actual perfect lineup type stuff, and he's gonna, maybe this is not the perfect lineup. The baseline for a good Gibbs game is a really solid performance. So if we have him and GT both, and we still have $7,600 left for, I guess, can we get Gibbs up here in our flex? Oh, or RB? There we go, chat. Perfect. So our flex spot, and we do have our defense as well too. So let's see who's available for flex here. We've got Tyreek. We've got James Conner. We've got Mixon is a little bit, of course, banged up at this point, so not really going to be playing him. Kamara versus the Cardinals is not bad. I know their defense, they invested a little bit in that in the draft, and there's some sneaky, trendy players there that people like. Oh, Chad, I can't believe that I forgot to unmute the screen. Of course we did. It's the REMINGTOM pod. We're just, it is what it is. But, yikes. So, here it is, Chad. Here's the lineup. Yeah, heard us explain it anyways. Maybe you were listening to it at this point as well, too. You're hardworking people out there. You got it in the pocket, moving around, making money, doing job, doing work stuff. So, you weren't, maybe you didn't need it as well, too. But it is what it is. But, here's the team now. Again, we've got Drake May at 6,600. G&T at 6,400, Gibbs at 8,700, Chase at 9,200, London at 7,000, Juwan Jennings at 6,000, Tyler Warren at 5,100, the Jags defense at 3,400, and that gives us 7,600 at least for a flex spot as well too, to catch you up. I guess a good recap anyways, but now if you're watching along too, our bad, you can see the screen. It is what it is. Chat, we'll have the screen unmuted next time. We'll have the camera plugged in. It'll be more professional. Hopefully we'll be locked in and ready to go. It's like a Chiefs level need to warm up the season type performance, and still figure out what's going on as well too. Do we go with tight end in our other flex? Imagine Brock Bowers versus New England. I don't not mind that, chat, to be honest. Kamara is interesting. I would say Gibbs maybe better than Kamara now too, so I don't know why we would doubt Gibbs in that spot. And you think with Rattler could, still check it down to him at least. The receivers are definitely there, but I think, with their age, do we want to see it? McLaurin is off of the off season of the holdout, and I think the Giants corners are good matchups for him, but it is still that defensive front maybe making life difficult for Jane Daniels. And maybe the A.J. Brown thing scares us of, like, do these quarterbacks, if it's not kind of that Dak, CD, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and then, like we're saying, just those ultimate connections, maybe they kind of get lost as well, too. Maybe we would have thought that Hurts and Brown would have been on that list as well, too. But Giants cornerbacks would include, what do they still got the, could they draft the, yeah, Banks is still there. Shout out. I still have Bank stock, even though the PFF grade's not there. Phillips is interesting. Oh, Phillips is the guy, I guess, that is winning the grades. And then Paulson Adebo there as well, too. So there is some potential here, I guess, in the secondary. That makes me buy up more stock in the Giants as well. Should we go? Where's Malik Neighbors at, chat? Yeah, we should be getting Malik Neighbors in this lineup for sure. So let's take Jahmyr Gibbs out because he is definitely going to have a great week as well, too. But
I don't know. We just want to, I guess, for some reason, want to have Malik Neighbors, and it is what it is. Take the guys you want to have on your team. So that gets us, oh, chat, that gets us 8,500 left as well, too. Gibbs was 8,700, so just a little bit too much. If we go, we could mess around with the Drake London spot as well, too. Is there anybody that was in the $6,800 range for receivers? Let's see here. I imagine Metcalf versus the Jets. We've got Garrett Wilson versus the Steelers. Marvin Harrison Jr. versus the Saints. Deebo, like we said. Gibbs. I guess we did. Oh, we were wondering about Travis Hunter. So we would have a little bit left over. We could go a little more solidified at the tight end, though. So you know what? Let's take... Because Jennings and Travis Hunter, chat, like, Travis Hunter against Carolina could have as good of a game, right? Against maybe Jennings banged up, Witherspoon covering him. Like, that could be a little bit of a tough day. So let's move Neighbors up as our... Actually, he would be, like, more our wide receiver, too, honestly. From a... Whoop. What just happened, chat? There we go. From a cost standpoint as well. So we've got Chase, Neighbors, and London is still a stacked wide receiver core. G&T as our RB1. I'm just going to be confident in that regardless. So we've got Travis Hunter in the flex at 5,700. Does feel like an economic option. 2 Jags things against the Panthers is tough just for my mental. I don't want to be that guy rooting against him this year. And then that would give us 8,800, chat. Ooh, I kind of like this. This might be, again, just vibes lineup. A lineup that I would really, really like to root for as well, too. I would have a confidence in the performance of a lot of these players. So we've got, to recap the lineup with $100 remaining. I don't know if it's... I feel like if you're not spending all your money, though, are you getting your best lineup, though? Who knows? It's just, again, at the end of the day, taking the guys you like. But we've got Drake May as our quarterback for this week. Week 1 NFL for these type of contests where it works. For the salary cap, if you're following on, we've got Drake May as our quarterback against the Raiders. Jahmyr Gibbs against the Packers. G&T against the Patriots. Chase against the Browns. Neighbors against the Commanders. London versus the Bucks. We've got Tyler Warren versus the Dolphins. Travis Hunter versus the Panthers. And the Jags defense versus the Carolina Panthers. So what was the award stuff for this one? Do we have to look at the prizes, chat? Hey, yo, we might be competing. Air 80K? Okay, that's not bad. We could definitely do some damage at the grocery store with 80K. Let's see here. We've got $12 for 100 through 150th place. $10 through 250th. Oh, wait, out of how many spots? So the top 200... This is at least a $2 lineup, chat. There's no way you're not doubling your money with this lineup for sure. I'm going to say, you know, this lineup has definitely got top 1,000 potential. I could see this being a $15 lineup. This could be a top 100 team for the week. Who knows? Drake May could get a couple of rushing touchdowns and make this look really good. But I feel good about the top of the lineup, and this is fun to root for. Maybe the Tyler Warren pick is a little bit biased. That is slowing the lineup down. We go Kyle Pitts instead. Zach Ertz. I don't know. Warren's going to be good, though. So I don't know if we should feel bad about it. Necessarily being biased there. So we'll see, chat. Maybe we log into the live stream early on Sunday and be like, wait, hold it. We changed the live stream. We changed the lineup. It is what it is. But, yeah, we'll be back, of course. The Salmon Rem Zone. Hey, yo, what would we call it, chat? It is what it is. But we'll be back Sunday with coverage of the NFL games following along there. I don't know if there's any new Apple TV Plus movies to watch along as well, too. But I think the football screen, TV screens will be filled with football, of course. So we'll be well occupied there. And we will be looking forward to seeing you guys here live on the YouTube. You can also find the live streams, of course, on the podcast feeds as well. Spotify, Apple, whichever platform you use. All of them. Not even just those two. But, you know, if the video's on Spotify, so it's also available there as well as a video version. But, yeah, you guys can join us, of course, Sunday if you guys want for the NFL Sunday Hangout. And we look forward to seeing you guys there. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. And NFL Sunday, chat, we're back. I guess, actually, NFL Sunday will be back in a big way as well, too. Because, you know, just the warm-up primetime games. the middle of the week, but the weekend of full football is here, chat. Let's go, Peter Schrager!